Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome in to another broadcast of Gordon Rushville Mustang basketball here on Sheridan County JournalStar.net. 15 minutes before the opening tip of today's games. Glad to have you along with us here this afternoon. Gordon Rushville Mustangs set to take on the Kimball Longhorns. Should be a entertaining day of basketball here for us. We're going to step aside for a word from our sponsors. We'll be back with some starting lineups in just a bit here on Sheridan County JournalStar.net. So again, welcome to all of you out there watching this afternoon. Glad to have you along with us here from Gordon. 12 minutes and 30 seconds before the opening tip between the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Kimball Longhorns. Clint Anderson along with Jacob Grover this afternoon as we get ready to bring you varsity girls basketball action here on Sheridan County JournalStar.net. Let's take a quick look at these two teams. Kimball comes in with a season record of 4 wins and 4 losses. They are just 1-3 in their last 4 games, but they are without their leading scorer, Alex Reeder, averaging 15 points per game. As I understand it, injured a knee, I believe is what it was, and so she is out, and I think that is for the season. And that is a big and very unfortunate loss for this Kimball Longhorns club, as she was their leading scorer, averaging 15 points per game. Starting lineups for the Kimball Lady Longhorns. Number 12 is Janelle Feetner. She is a 5'7" senior. She averages 3 points per game. Number 20 is Hannah Biesecker, a 5'11" junior. She averages 3 points per game. Number 22, Justine Heeg, 5'6" junior, averaging 4 points per game. Number 23, Alexis Lolf, a 5'8" senior, averaging 6 points per game. And number 25, Kate Reeder, a 5'10" sophomore, averaging 11 points per game. For the Mustangs, after a rough and rocky start to this 2016-2017 season, they've righted the ship. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Their record now stands at 6-4 on the season. Starters this afternoon, number 12, Callie Schultz. Callie averaging 4 points per game. Number 13, Josie Perez, the Mustangs' career leading scorer and the season's leading scorer as well. She averages 19 points per game along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Number 22 is Carly Hinn, averaging 7 points and 7 rebounds per contest. Number 24, Kenna Campbell, averaging 14 points a game, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. And number 40, Gracie Perez, getting the start this afternoon. Gracie averaging 4 points per game. 10 minutes on the button left to go before we get things underway here from Gordon. Glad to have you along with us here this afternoon. And I know we got a whole lot of folks out there. In Rushville today. Other sponsors of today's action, we'll go through these several times throughout the broadcast. You kind of know how this works, but we always like to remind everybody about all of our fantastic sponsors. The First National Bank in Gordon, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, Hins Home Furnishings, the Certified Public Accountants, Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan, the Italian Inn in Gordon, Grocery Mart, Gordon Dental, Sides and Milburn Ford, Modern Farm Equipment, and the Sheridan County Journal-Star, your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. Here's a look at what the website looks like if you were to go to it right now, SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Lots of good information there. Lots of things going on here in Sheridan County these days. Check it out at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Also, Sides and Milburn Ford, we always like to throw this up there. Take a look at their new inventory, used inventory, the whole deal. It's all there. Check it out online at sidesandmilburnford.com. And Modern Farm Equipment as well, another fine signature sponsor for us here, again, this sports season. So say thanks to all of those folks as they really make it possible for us to bring these games to you. This is the Mustang pregame show brought to you by Modern Farm Equipment Company in Gordon. Under 7 minutes to go now before we get things underway. Again, welcome into the broadcast. Glad to have you along with us today. give you a taste of the Gordon Rushville Mustang Band. See if they're going to play something else. Always great to have the band here and providing some outstanding atmosphere. And we'll see what they have to play for us next. Maybe they're going to take a little bit of a break. With that, we'll step aside and be back in just a few minutes here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Well, again, thanks for joining us here this afternoon on what has been one of the nicer days that we've had for quite some time. Hope you're all enjoying that. 3 minutes left to go before we get things underway here from Gordon. It's the 6-4 Gordon Rushville Mustangs, the 4-4 Kimball Longhorns, ready to take the floor in just a few minutes. In case you missed it earlier, we'll run through those starters one more time. For the Kimball Longhorns, Janelle Fietner, Hannah Biesecker, Justine Heeg, Alexis Lulf, and Kate Reeder. For the Mustangs, Callie Schultz, Josie Perez, Carly Hinn, Kenna Campbell, and Gracie Perez. We'd also like to take this opportunity to pass along our deepest condolences to middle school principal Matt Stetson and his family on the unexpected passing of his wife, Steph, who was a teacher here at Gordon Rushville High School. From everyone at the Sheridan County Journal-Star, our deepest condolences. So as we get ready to get things underway here, we'll take another quick look at these two teams. Kimball at 4-4. They started the season well but they started 3-1, but they're just 1-3 in their last 4 games. And no coincidence that those last 4 games without their leading scorer, Alex Reeder. So Kimball trying to get things back on the winning way. They did beat the Bridgeport Bulldogs in their last outing to even that season record at 4-4 for the Mustangs. At 6-4, a rough start for these Mustangs as they played some outstanding competition early on in the season. But from this point on here for a while, the schedule becomes a whole lot more manageable as they work through the mid part of this schedule. They'll have their hands full, and both teams will here this afternoon. And on Tuesday night, when the Mustangs will host the Alliance Bulldogs here in Gordon, and we will have that game for you as well. So we will turn it over to the public address announcer for the introductions of the starting lineup and the singing of the national anthem. And the national anthem this evening, as I understand, is going to be sung by Carly Hinn. I don't see Carly out there, but that was the plan. But we'll turn it over to the public address announcer at this point.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the pale perilous sky o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So there we go, and as always, we have to preface this by saying that you know how this internet broadcast thing goes, and that we're bound to have hiccups along the way, and so stick with us. That internet comes and goes at times, but know that we will always be back online and ready to keep things moving forward for you here. Kimball wins the tip. The Mustangs come out in a 2-3 zone, and away we go, just underway here in the first quarter. Pass all the way across, tip nearly taken away by the Mustangs, but controlled. And now Kate Reeder, she'll hand it off to Fietner. Fietner's pass taken away. They try to get it ahead quickly to Callie Schultz, but over her head, Reeder comes up with it. And now the Mustangs, and a quick foul, reach-in foul called on one of the Mustangs. And that will be on Josie Perez, her first. 7:29 to go, first quarter. First foul of the afternoon on the Mustangs as they fall back into that 2-3 zone. Fietner lost the handle on it, hands it off, and then she'll get it back. Fietner drives in, kicks it across to Wolf, and she traveled. That'll be a turnover to the Mustangs. 7:14 to go, first quarter. Josie Perez brings it up the floor for the Mustangs, and they go to work. High post, down low for Carly Hinn off the glass. That won't go, and again, a very nice job with the national anthem by Carly Hinn this afternoon before we got things underway. There's Reeder right down the lane, but misses the layup, and the Mustangs on the move. Up the left side is Josie Perez, cross court for Gracie Perez. And now here is Hinn, drives in, pull-up jumper from the block. That one a little flatter than it ought to have been, and rolls off the rim, no good. And now Fietner steps on the sideline with the pressure from the Mustangs, and the Mustangs get their second turnover of the afternoon. 6:34 to go in the first quarter, and no score here from Gordon. Into the corner, Josie Perez tries the three. That one's short, and the rebound by Heeg, and now a held ball called, and this will be Mustang basketball on the alternating possession. Kenna Campbell will inbound it. Tried to go into Gracie Perez, tipped away, and now Kimball with numbers, 3-on-1. Over the top, Fietner's shot, that rolls off no good. A block, a scramble for it underneath. Callie Schultz comes up with it, but they're gonna say a held ball, and this one will go to the Kimball Longhorns with 6:18 to go in the first quarter. Right in the middle of the lane, that shot no good. Fietner comes away with the rebound. Skips it across to Heeg and back to Fietner. She'll set the offense. Reeder at the top of the key. Had that shot maybe partially blocked. Saved back in and gathered up by Carly Hinn. Outlet pass to Callie Schultz. Down the left side, finds Hinn trailing the play underneath for Josie Perez. That won't go. Ref's really going to let them play here this afternoon. Lots of contact at both ends of the floor. Kate Reeder steps on the end line, and they'll give it back to the Mustangs with 5:45 to go in the first quarter. Still no score. They get it into Carly Hinn. Posts up, off glass, good. Carly Hinn on the board for the Mustangs, and we've got another turnover as I think Fietner stepped on the sideline. No, they're going to say offensive foul. Offensive foul on Fietner. Mustang basketball, 5:38 to go, and a 2-point lead here in the first quarter. Kenna Campbell sets it up onto the wing for Josie Perez. Pull-up jumper, that one won't fall. Kenna Campbell with the rebound. She'll kick it out for Gracie Perez. Three-pointer on the way. Tried to use the glass, that won't fall. Kenna Campbell with a nice move to the basket, up and good. 4-0 in the early going for the Mustangs. 5 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Top of the key for Reeder. That won't fall. The shot was altered by one of the Mustangs, and now they're going to say Mustang basketball. Out of bounds off of one of the Longhorns. 5:04 to go, first quarter. 4-0 score in favor of the Mustangs. Josie Perez will bring it up the right side. 2-3 zone by the Kimball Longhorns here. Hinn kicks it out in the corner for Gracie Perez. Good! Three-pointer. Gracie averages 4 points a game, but she is deadly from beyond the arc. And now numbers for Kimball. Pull-up jumper, that one falls off no good. And Hinn snatches the rebound out of the air. And now we've got they're going to say it's off of Kimball. Thought maybe we had a foul called, but no. As now Gracie Perez will get a breather, and Rianne Ferguson comes into the ball game. 7-0 Mustangs, 4:30 left to go first quarter. Kimball in that zone defense. They feed it down to the block for Carly Hinn. Kenna Campbell with the rebound and the putback, and Kenna's got 4 points. And a takeaway by the Mustangs. Josie Perez, off balance shot, up and good. And a timeout called on the floor. 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go first quarter. It's an 11-0 run by the Mustangs to start the game. Proudly celebrating over 125 made decisions and supporting our community. Good luck this season, Mustang. National Bank in Gordon. Stop in and ask about their competitive student checking accounts. The First National Bank is located at 134 North Main Street in Gordon. So the Mustangs out of the gate quickly here this afternoon. Took a while to get the scoring started, but once they broke the seal, they've rattled off 11 straight, and they jump out to the quick lead. And these two teams, I think the last time they met was in the conference title game in Scotts Bluff when the Mustangs knocked off these Longhorns to win the Western Trails Conference tournament title. And now we've got a foul on Kate Reeder coming over the back of Rianne Ferguson. And we laughed about this a year ago. Rianne was pressed into service. They played her down on the post a lot. Rianne's listed at all of about 5'7" or 5'8", but nobody told her that she wasn't 6 feet tall. She gets in there and really works hard down in the paint and does an outstanding job for the Mustangs. Here's Ferguson inside for Hinn, quickly out to Josie Perez. Three-pointer on the way. That one not quite there. Kenna Campbell mugged but can't get the shot to fall. No foul. And another turnover by the Kimball Longhorns. They've stepped on the sideline or the end line 4 different times now. Josie Perez up top into the corner for Ferguson. Back to Perez. Into the lane, tries to feed it to Campbell on the block. Turnaround jumper is blocked, and then Carly Hinn is going to be fouled on the putback. Carly will have 2 free throws. That'll be the second on Kate Reeder. Carly Hinn with 2 points already in the game and a chance at a couple of free throws here. The first one is good. And now Kate Reeder will have to head to the bench. She'll be replaced by number 15, Carly Werdeman. Werdeman, a 5'5" freshman. Carly lines up the second and rattles that one home as well. Carly Hinn with 4 points. 13-0 is the Mustang lead. 3.5 to go first quarter. And now a foul on the Mustangs, as that is Carly Hinn who picks up her first. They'll get it in and then throw it right to Callie Schultz. And now the Mustangs with a 3-on-3. Josie Perez tried one more pass, got it to Carly Hinn, up and good. Carly Hinn with 6 points. She leads the way for the Mustangs here this afternoon. A takeaway, a foul, count the basket. Well done by Kenna Campbell. She's got 6 points and a chance for a 3-point play. 3:15 to go, it's 17-0. And Kenna's free throw is good. She's got 7. And another turnover. And now Gracie Perez comes back in to replace Ferguson. And the Kimball coach not happy over there on the far sideline. Josie Perez to Kenna. Cross to Schultz and into the corner for Gracie. They look to the block for Carly Hinn. Turnaround jumper. But Kenna Campbell is there for the rebound. Put back won't go. Battle for it down inside. And Josie Perez is going to be called for her second foul. Quite a scrum for that basketball. Josie draws the foul and a timeout called by the Mustangs. 30-second timeout. 3 minutes on the dot left to go here in the first quarter. The Mustangs out in front, 18-0. Did you know that Strong Insurance is your independent insurance agency? They represent a variety of insurance companies, and they sell the products that most appropriately meet the needs of their clients. As an independent agent, they review many quotes, and they offer their clients the best policy options available. They don't work for any one insurance company. They work for you. at Strong Insurance in downtown Gordon. 3 minutes left to go, first quarter. Mustangs out in front, 18-0. It has been a very good first quarter for the Mustangs. Kimball tries the long inbound pass, and over top of everybody, the Mustangs come up with it. Here's Kenna Campbell down the right side. Around one defender, pull-up jumper off glass, no good, and they're going to call a foul on the Kimball Longhorns. I believe that is Fietner. And that will be Janelle Fietner's second foul. So a pair of Kimball Longhorns with 2 fouls, Kate Reeder and Janelle Fietner, each with a pair of fouls. Kenna lines up the free throw. First one's off the mark. Second one is good for Kenna. She's 2 for 3 from the line. She's got 8 points. And the Mustangs lead at 19-0, and now we got a foul on the floor. And Carly Hinn comes out of there shaking a left hand. Got to see who they gave this foul to. That is on Carly Hinn, and that is her second. So Perez and Hinn now with 2 fouls apiece in the first quarter. Fietner crosses the timeline. Into the corner. Now back to Heeg. And into the corner for the Longhorns. Collision there, taken away. Callie Schultz comes up with it. Lays it up a little bit too hard. Kenna Campbell tried the putback but had it stripped. And that'll be Mustang basketball. 2:25 to go. And the Mustangs using all kinds of defensive pressure. Here's Ferguson on the inbounds pass. That is blocked. Battle for it there, and off of Ferguson, out of bounds. And these referees have not been interested in calling a whole lot of fouls at either end of the floor so far in this first quarter. Still 2:15 to go in the first. They go inside. That one is partially blocked, as now we've got Sierra Garrett into the game. Sierra takes the pass, lays it up, and good. Good quick hands that time by Sierra Garrett to catch and shoot all in one motion. There's a shot by the Kimball Longhorns. That's short, rebounded by Garrett. And now Kenna Campbell brings it up the right side, 21-0. The Mustangs by 3 touchdowns, under a minute 40 to go in the first quarter. Kenna Campbell missed the shot, got her own rebound, missed again. And Fietner comes out of there with it for the Kimball Longhorns. So here's Heeg across to Fietner. Into the corner, shot up and good. A 2-pointer that time by Werdeman, the freshman. And Kimball finally on the board with 1:15 to go in the first quarter. So now Jacoby Knight will come in and Ferguson will head to the bench. So on the floor for the Mustangs, Knight, Campbell, Gracie Perez, Callie Schultz, and Sierra Garrett. So a whole bunch of Mustang starters getting a breather here. And now Callie Schultz is going to be called for her first foul, as that pass was stolen. 1:07 to go, 21-2. Fietner sets the offense for the Longhorns. And now Madison Wynn into the game, number 1 for the Kimball Longhorns. There's a long shot attempt by the Longhorns. Kenna Campbell comes out of there with it, has it stripped from behind. Then they're going to say that a kick ball by the Mustangs, and they'll give it back to the Longhorns with 48 seconds. So it's been an entertaining first quarter. Fietner sets it up. The Mustangs have gone back into that 2-3 zone. Fietner tries to find a cutter down the lane, and a foul there. Give that foul to Gracie Perez. That's her first. A long three-pointer, kind of an odd-looking shot there by Lolf as she throws that three-pointer up. Missed everything. And now Fietner across to Lolf again. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Fietner leaves it just inside the line. That one is short. Gracie Perez comes out with it, gets it to Kenna Campbell, and now a foul called. And now we got an intentional foul called as that was a frustration foul. Lolf called for the intentional foul, so that'll be 2 free throws for the Mustangs and the ball out of bounds. Kenna Campbell will have 2 here. She's 2 for 3. 4 seconds to go in the first quarter. First free throw for Kenna off the back iron and no good. The officials got together and talked it over, decided it was an intentional foul. Kenna makes the second and pushes the lead back to 20. Now the Mustangs will have the ball out of bounds with 4 seconds. They'll get it to Kenna, try the half-court shot. That was close, but no cigar. At the end of one, the Mustangs lead at 22-2.
You won't notice any untamed acreage here, a retaining wall that needs rebuilding, or an old gnarled tree stump in the middle of a field. Why? Because it's already been taken care of. That's why. New Holland has the power and versatility to create whatever world you imagine. Being equipped for tomorrow starts today. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months on any compact tractor at your local New Holland dealer. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
We get ready to start the second quarter. The Mustangs with a huge first quarter effort. They lead 22-2. Kenna Campbell with 9 points to lead the way for the Mustangs. Carly Hinn with 6. Josie Perez, Sierra Garrett with 2, and Gracie Perez with 3. The Mustangs with the basketball to start things off. Kimball back into the 2-3 zone. And away we go in the second quarter. Schultz into the corner for Kenna Campbell. Drives baseline, cut off. Finds Josie Perez cutting down the lane. They're going to say the 3 seconds called on the Mustangs. Josie Perez caught and shot and was fouled, but it's all for naught, as now the Mustangs are going to go to some full court pressure here. Reeder pulls it down. She'll work it up the floor. Gets it across. And Kimball goes to work on offense. Here's Fietner. Into the corner for Wynn. To the block for Reeder, and she'll kick it out. Cross court for Fietner again. Play and catch up top. The Mustangs kind of a 2-3 or a 2-1-2. Either way, they're trying to keep the ball out of Reeder's hands. She got it, but can't convert that shot. And here come the Mustangs. Josie Perez down the right side. And bumped, lost the handle. Out of bounds, Mustang basketball, 7:10 to go in the second quarter. Carly Hinn will come back in. She had a nice rest there. And we got 6 players on the floor. Somebody's going to have to leave. That'll be Jacoby Knight getting the call to head back to the bench. Josie Perez catches the inbounds pass. That's blocked by Reeder. Gracie Perez with the putback. And now we've got a foul. That could be number 3. It is the 3rd foul on Carly Hen. And that will certainly shorten her afternoon. And Carly's going to have to come out of the game. She's replaced by Sierra Garrett. Sierra has started to see more playing time as we've gone along here. Sierra just a freshman. And now we've got a 1-on-1 opportunity for Janelle Fietner as the Mustangs now with 7 team fouls. The bank is open for Fietner. Knocks that one home and earns a second attempt. The second one falls off no good, rebounded by Garrett. And Josie Perez brings it up the floor. On the wing for Gracie, and back to Josie Perez at the top of the key. They go inside for Kenna Campbell. Off balance shot. Sierra Garrett cleans it up and knocks it down for 2 more. She's got 4 points, and now pressure by the Mustangs. Reeder's got it, turns and heads up the floor. Win back to Fietner and now to Reeder. So kick it out into the corner. That shot up and then back down in for Justine Heeg. 6:20 to go. It's 24-5. Josie drives in, kicks it out right back to Josie. Drives in, pull-up jumper, no good. And it is rough duty inside today. Kenna Campbell will be called for her first foul. .6:06 to go in the second quarter. That is the 8th foul on the Mustangs. Kimball with 6. So the Mustangs will be in the 1-on-1 with the next Kimball Longhorn foul. That one just falls off the front of the rim, slapped out of there, and Josie Perez brings it up the floor. 2-on-1. Josie across to Callie Schultz, and she knew it as soon as she did it. Reached in, and she's going to pick up her second foul. Callie, a very, very intense player on the floor, a great defensive player. Had that taken away and reached in to try and get it back, commits the foul. That is her second. Just under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Free throw is no good by Fietner, but the putback is good. And I didn't see who made the shot on the putback. And the Mustangs lose it out of bounds. I was going to say that Fietner got the rebound and put it back herself. 24-7. And Kimball with the basketball. So this will be Werdeman to inbound it. And slapped out of there, but Reeder comes up with it. Mustangs nearly get it back. Now Reeder drives down the lane, lays it up, and they're going to say a blocking foul, count the basket. So Kate Reeder on the board for the first time today. Free throw is good. They gave that foul to Gracie Perez, and that is her second. 5.5 to go in the second quarter. And that is the 10th foul on the Mustangs, so Kimball will be in the double bonus the rest of the way. Garrett, skip pass, inside, down to the block. Kenna Campbell, shot up and good. And a timeout called by Kimball. 5:19 to go in the second quarter. Mustangs out in front 26-10. And folks, we got rid of a little bit of snow today, but more is bound to come our direction. So if you're already tired of shoveling, head on down to Gordon True Value for great deals on snow blowers. They also have ice melt, snow shovels, and of course, ice fishing gear. Great day for that, as well as space heaters and much more. True Value is open 7 days a week at 217 North Main Street in Gordon. 5:19 to go, second quarter. Mustangs out in front 26-10. Make sure we get everything correct here as we go. And again, if we do happen to hiccup on the internet connectivity, don't worry, it will come back. We apologize. That's just part of the nature of how this thing works. They get that in. Now Reeder will dribble through traffic all the way down, pull-up jumper off the glass, and good. Kate Reeder able to bring that ball coast to coast and convert. They leave Gracie Perez alone. That a rare miss for her, but an offensive rebound. Josie Perez puts that one up and good. Josie's got 4. And a takeaway by the Mustangs. Josie's got 6. Reeder will dribble through traffic again. 2-on-1 at the other end. That won't work. Reeder comes in. No foul called, and now the Mustangs on the run. Josie Perez, she'll keep it herself and drop. Oh, she'll get the foul herself. An offensive foul called. Feetner was there, and she'll draw the charge. And that is 3 on Josie. So Carly Hinn and Josie Perez each with 3 fouls apiece. 4:28 to go in the second quarter, 30-12. And now Beth Bragg will come in as Josie will head to the bench. Mustang student section down at the bottom of your screen, decked out in camo and warm hats this afternoon. Reeder's shot won't go, rebounded by Kenna Campbell. Over the top to Beth Bragg. She's got Schultz. Schultz gathers it in high off the glass. She had to hurry that shot, and it wasn't a good one. Now Reeder to trigger the offense. Drives in, kicks it out. Werdeman with the 3. Carly Werdeman makes it 30-15 with 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go in this second quarter. Callie Schultz drives in into the corner for Kenna Campbell. 3-pointer up, good! Kenna Campbell dials it up from long range. 33-15, 3.5 to go in the second quarter. They go for Reeder down on the block. Reeder ends up on the ground off her fingertips and out of bounds. And again, we've seen it the whole game. These refs have let all kinds of contact go. Reeder hit the deck that time, but it's been a veritable mosh pit on every offensive rebound opportunity for both teams. Kenna Campbell turns, shoots. That one falls off, no good. And the rebound by Reeder with 3:05 to go, and Callie Schultz reaches in, and now she's got 3. So 3 Mustangs in foul trouble. 3:05 to go in the second quarter. Schultz, Perez, and Hinn all with 3 fouls apiece, and that puts Kate Reeder at the line, double bonus. 2 shots here with 3:05 to go. First one is off the back of the rim and no good. Ferguson comes in, Schultz to the bench, Werdeman out, and Lulf back in for Kimball. And Reeder gets the second. Bragg will bring it up for the Mustangs. Gets it to Kenna Campbell, and she'll set the offense. Now man-to-man defense by the Kimball Longhorns. Kenna drives to the baseline, cut off there, and the foul is called. Cut off, but not completely. She was able to get some room and get the shot off. Kenna's first is in and out. They give that foul to Kate Reeder. That is her third. And so both teams with key players with fouls starting to add up. Kenna's second one rolls around and falls in. 2:45 to go. This is Fietner. She traveled with it. Kimball had a rash of unforced turnovers early in the first quarter. They kind of got away from that. This was the first we've seen for a while. Now Gracie Perez can't gather that in, finally tracks it down. Nearly tipped out of there and taken away. Beth Bragg will set the offense across to Gracie Perez. Feeds it down low on the block for Kenna Campbell. Backs in, off glass and good. Kenna really getting it done this afternoon in this first half for the Mustangs. 2:10 to go, 36-16. The lead is back to 20. Kimball had cut it to 15. There's a near takeaway by Sierra Garrett. No, not by Sierra Garrett. They call that on the Kimball player, number 22. That is Justine Heeg, who picks up her first foul. And that'll put Garrett at the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Sierra Garrett with 4 points so far this afternoon. 8th foul on Kimball. Mustangs with 10, putting Kimball into the double bonus, and we've got a lane violation, and Garrett will have another opportunity here. I think it was Hannah Biesecker that stepped into the lane a little bit early and nearly did it again. This time Garrett converts, makes the most of the Kimball mistake. She'll get another opportunity here. Garrett with 5 points, 2:07 to go. That one's off the mark. And now we've got a held ball. This will be Kimball basketball. Biesecker. Actually, this is I lost my train of thought. Fietner, they get it down inside. Lolf can't convert. And Gracie Perez with the rebound. Kenna Campbell brings it up. Nobody stops her. She heads to the basket but can't get it to fall. And that's Rianne Ferguson with her first. And back to the other end for free throws. .143 left to go in this first half. And this is Lolf. Misses the first. She just kind of flips that up there. It's the same on her shot from outside as well. And that one falls in. 37-17. Bragg will set it up, go to work against this man-to-man defense, tried to get Kenna Campbell and threw it over her head out of bounds. So just 2 Mustang starters on the floor as they've got a whole bunch of folks in foul trouble. There's a turnover by the Kimball Longhorns coming back the other way. Coach Randy Holbert trying to get his players with foul trouble to the second half. They'll try that same entry pass again. Kenna Campbell trapped down in the corner but slapped out of bounds off of one of the Longhorns. It'll stay with the Mustangs with 1:13 to go in the second quarter. They'll get it into Bragg, and they're going to say that we had a violation with a Kimball player across the sideline on that inbounds pass. So now they get it into the Beth Bragg. Good look by Kenna Campbell. Garrett can't convert. The easy shot underneath. 1 minute left to go in this first half. Garrett with the rebound. And Beth Bragg down the right side on the run. Bragg switches hands, drives in, lost it out of bounds. Mustang basketball with 49 to go. Campbell triggers it in, finds Garrett over the front of the rim. can't get that to fall. And here comes Biesecker. And that one's taken away by Garrett. 2-on-1. Garrett to Beth Bragg and then taken away. And now we've got, well, this is Alexis Lulf. Two Kimball players collided with each other down there after that steal. And Alexis Lulf is down on the floor. She's in some pain. Not holding an ankle or a leg. We're going to step aside quickly here, and we'll be back in just a bit here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. 34 seconds left to go in the first half. Mustangs out in front 37-17.
You won't notice any untamed acreage here, a retaining wall that needs rebuilding, or an old gnarled tree stump in the middle of a field. Why? Because it's already been taken care of. That's why. New Holland has the power and versatility to create whatever world you imagine. Being equipped for tomorrow.
So Wolf able to make it off under her own power. Didn't see exactly how that all happened, but there was a collision between the two Kimball Longhorns, but looks like she's going to be okay. Under 30 seconds to go. Biesecker to win and back out. This is Werdeman. Her shot well short. A rebound pulled out of there by Fietner. They go down low for Biesecker. She lost the handle. 12 seconds to work for the Mustangs. Poked out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball as he reached in and poked it out of there. At 8 seconds now for the Mustangs to work. Get it into Ferguson. Kenna Campbell drives in. Foul called. Count the basket. That's a good way to finish the half. Kenna Campbell went up strong to the hoop. Makes it 39-17. 4 seconds left to go. Kenna's got a chance at the three-point play. Whole bunch of crooked numbers in the first half for Kenna Campbell. And nothing but net on that free throw. So a big finish to the big first half for the Mustangs. We'll go to the half. The Mustangs out in front 40-17. Let's take a look at some unofficial halftime scoring totals. First for the Mustangs, Kenna Campbell, we knew she had a whole bunch. She's got 20 in the first half. Leading the way for the Mustangs, Josie Perez and Carly Hinn each with 6 points. Sierra Garrett with 5 and Gracie Perez with 3. For the Kimball Longhorns, Kate Reeder has 6. Carly Werdeman with 5, Janelle Fietner with 3, Justine Heeg with 2, and Alexis Lulf with 1. So Kenna Campbell putting in a whole bunch of them in that first half. She scored 20 points. And she was 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Sierra Garrett 1 for 2, and Carly Hinn 2 for 2 from the free throw line for the Mustangs. So a good effort all the way around. The Mustangs, Josie Perez and Carly Hinn both spent a considerable part of that second quarter on the bench with 3 fouls apiece. Callie Schultz joined them about midway through the quarter as Coach Holbert tries to keep them out of foul trouble and available for the second half. As we look at the rest of the fouls, as we say, Schultz, Perez, and Hinn with 3, Gracie Perez with 2, and then Rianne Ferguson and Kenna Campbell each with 1 foul apiece. For the Kimball Longhorns, Kate Reeder with 3, Janelle Fietner with 2, Heeg and Lulf each with 1. We will step aside and be back in just a bit here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. 7 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the halftime break. Mustangs out in front, 40-17. This is the Sides and Milburn Mustang halftime report, brought to you by Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. The Mustangs got out in front quickly in the first quarter and then continued to turn it on in the second. They lead it 40-17 with 5.5 minutes left to go in the halftime break. Ladies and gentlemen, it is out with the old and in with the new this year at Hins Home Furnishings. They've got a complete new line of spring air mattresses coming in. Get great clearance pricing on the remaining models or get set up with special introductory pricing on the new ones. Hins also still has hybrid beds with individually pocketed coils wrapped in gel-infused memory foam for the perfect soft yet supportive feel. Hins Home Furnishings offers free local delivery. Check them out at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. And the certified public accounting firm of Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan wishes good luck to the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Visit with Sarah Rittgarn. She's a CPA in the Gordon office, or any of their professional staff. They're at a new location at 216 South Main Street in Gordon. You can call them at 282-0842 for all of your tax, payroll, and bookkeeping needs. Gordon, I do that every time. Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan, CPAs, say, go Mustangs. And the Italian Inn in Gordon serves up delicious burgers and steaks, as well as great Italian food, and much more in a friendly hometown atmosphere. They're open for lunch and dinner. And the Italian Inn is located at 200 North Main Street in Gordon. Glad to have the Italian Inn on board with our sports broadcasts this winter. And whether your tooth was knocked out going up for a layup or you chipped it while eating popcorn, head on down to see Dr. Robert Ferguson and his excellent staff at Gordon Dental for all of your dental health needs, and he will gently fix you right up. And this is the Sides and Milburn halftime report. now we've got sound. Well, I just told you all kinds of really neat stuff about this 2016 Ford Edge that was up on your screen, and you didn't hear a word of it. That's my fault. 2016 Ford Edge, you saw it on your screen. Fantastic outfit with a sport package, all-wheel drive, leather interior, navigation, 22,000 miles, lots and lots of neat bells and whistles on that outfit. It's been priced at $35,825. Talked to Chris Heiser just before the game, and he said, hey, Clint, knock $1,000 off of that. Special price drop just for today's game. Stop in and visit with Mayor Chris Heiser at Sides and Milburn Ford and tell him you'd like to drive that thing home come Monday afternoon. Tell him you'd like to do it for just $34,825. Check it out at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. Minute and a half left before we get the second half underway. Glad that you could be along with us here this afternoon. Great basketball environment. The band is on hand and doing their thing. We're going to turn it over to them and let you enjoy that from home here for just a few minutes. Ready for second half action. If it's anything as exciting as what the first half was, we're going to be in for quite a treat. Ready to get the third quarter underway. Mustangs with 3 players in foul trouble. Callie Schultz, Josie Perez, and Carly Hinn, all with 3 fouls to start this second half. All 3 of them on the floor, along with Kenna Campbell and Gracie Perez. The Mustangs starting 5 back out there to get things underway. For the Kimball Longhorns, Kate Reeder, Alexis Wolf, glad to see her back out on the floor after that big collision, along with Janelle Fietner. As the Mustangs have it to start things off. Carly Hinn down the lane, can't quite get it to fall, and the offensive rebound pulled out of there by Kenna Campbell. Schultz across to Hinn. They work it back down inside. Josie Perez from the block. That won't go. And Reeder comes away with it. She'll bring it up the floor. Looks ahead. And blocked neatly by Kenna Campbell. Nifty block that time by Kenna. Back the other way come the Mustangs. Here's Josie Perez. That one won't fall. And Reeder out of there with it quickly. She doesn't have numbers. 1 on 4 for Kate Reeder. Splits the defense. Lays it up and in. Don't tell Reeder about numbers. She's apparently not very good at math. She had 4 Mustangs running down the floor with her and laid it up and in. Nice play that time by Reeder. Hinn looks for Kenna Campbell coming under the basket, but can't quite get the reverse layup to go. Under 7 to go, 40-19. Lolf will try the 3-pointer. That one is off the back iron and taken down by Kenna Campbell, but she is fouled. First foul on the Longhorns in the second half. And they're going to give that to Justine Heeg. That is her second. Gracie Perez finds Josie Perez at the top of the key. And now Schultz. Kimball into a man-to-man defense. Backdoor cut. Carly Hinn had it blocked by Reeder. Reeder comes out of there with it. Down the floor, 2-on-2. Reeder switches hands down the lane, flips it up. She is fouled, and she'll have 2 shots. Well, that is Gracie Perez picking up her 3rd foul. Kate Reeder with 2 free throws. She's 2 for 3 from the line so far today. She's got 8 points. And now 9. Reeder, a post player, but not afraid to put the ball on the floor and bring it up when she needs to. She makes both free throws. 40-21. Carly Hinn on the wing, looks inside. She'll drive baseline. Works around Reeder, finds Callie Schultz. Free throw line jumper won't go. Callie gets her own rebound. Out to Gracie Perez, three-pointer, good. Gracie's got 6 on a pair of three-pointers. Under 6 to go, 43-21. Reeder sets it. They try to go baseline and kick it back out to Reeder. Feitner to Reeder. Off balance shot, not even close. And then the quick outlet to Josie Perez sails out of bounds. Mustangs with something they haven't done much in this game, and that's unforced errors, but they turn it over there. They'll go over the top to Feitner. Taken away by Josie Perez. Josie with the left hand up a little bit too hard. Rebounded by Reeder, slapped out of there, taken away by the Mustangs. Underneath for Hinn, she'll give it to Josie Perez. Nice unselfish move that time. Hinn had a shot but hands it to Josie, says here, you take it. 45-21, 5:15 to go in the third quarter. 2-3 zone for the Mustangs and another takeaway. Josie Perez down the floor, lays that one up, and good for 2 more Mustang points. Josie's got 10. Lulf to Biesecker, and just mistimed that one over the head of Biesecker, out of bounds, and a timeout called by the Kimball Longhorns with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter, 47-21. And folks, we've been telling you about the Gordon Community Theater, how they were less than $20,000 away from reopening, and the last word I got is that that goal has been reached. And that is an outstanding testament to the community here and what we can do when we put our minds to something. And so congratulations to everyone who helped out with that outstanding project. Look forward to the opening of the Gordon Community Theater in the near future. So congratulations to Gordon and the surrounding communities. Glad to have the theater back in action again. And along those same lines, be sure to come over to Rushville, to the historic Plains Theater next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And the following weekend, the 27th through the 29th, the Sheridan County Players will be presenting the play Almost Maine. The show times, I believe 7 or 7:30 on Friday and Saturday, and then a 2 o'clock matinee on Sunday, both weekends. So plenty of opportunities to check out Almost Maine, the play presented by the Sheridan County Players in Rushville. That one taken away by Kate Reeder, 4:35 to go. Reeder down the lane, nice crossover dribble, lays it up and good. 47-23. Carly Hinn puts it on the floor, drives baseline, pull-up jumper, and an offensive foul, as that will be the 4th on Carly, trying to get some space, and they're going to say that she pushed off, and so that is 4 on Carly. 4:21 to go in the third quarter. Coach Holbert not very pleased with that call. They've let a lot of contact go all day long, but Carly gets the call there. So Carly heads to the bench. Garrett in to take her place. 4:10 to go. Here's Wynn into the corner for Biesecker. Biesecker to Feitner. Swing it around. Lulf between the circles. Back to Feitner. Three-pointer up and good. 47-26. 3:50 to go in the third quarter. They find Josie Perez underneath. That shot up and good. Somehow she was working against Lulf and got it to fall. 12 points for Perez. 3:35 to go in the third. Wynn on the wing, looks in, skip pass across to Lulf. She'll try the 3 off the front of the rim. Garrett with the rebound. We haven't seen a lot of Garrett this season, but she's been a rebounding machine here this afternoon. And now Campbell works against Biesecker. Pull-up jumper off the glass. That won't go. Nearly got her own rebound, but there is Reeder to snatch it out of the air. 3:05 to go in the quarter. Here's Feetner. She'll trigger the offense. Win on the wing. Looks in. And now they'll reverse it around. The Biesecker in the corner. Looks into the lane. There's Feetner. That shot bounces around. Reeder with the putback. And 2 more points for Kate Reeder. 49-28, 2:35 to go in the third quarter. And there's a foul on Josie Perez. Good strong move to the basket that time by Josie, and she draws the foul. That foul is on Kate Reeder. That is her 4th. So the post players for both teams with 4 fouls. As Josie knocks that one down, and surprisingly, that is the first free throw of the game for Josie Perez. Reeder heads to the bench. She'll be replaced by Werdeman. And she made them both. 51-28, 2:25 to go, third quarter. Into the corner, Lulf, and she traveled, took an extra hop, and they'll give it back to the Mustangs with 2:17 to go in the third. Josie Perez triggers the offense. She gets some instructions from the bench. They go down low for Kenna Campbell. Tipped out of there, but it's going to stay with the Mustangs. Kenna Campbell the inbound. The Mustangs have really had to try to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear this afternoon with all of the players in foul trouble. Here's Josie Perez, has it slapped away, shovels it to Garrett. That shot a little bit short. Garrett gets in there, and then Josie Perez, I think, is going to be called for a reach-in foul as she attempted to get in on the action. I think they called that on Schultz. If they did, that's 4 on her. It is. That is 4 on Callie Schultz. She comes out of the game. Rianne Ferguson will come in to take her place. So a pair of Mustang starters with 4 fouls on the bench with 1:40 to go in this third quarter. Win on the wing. Playing catch with Feetner. She'll swing it across. And now a foul called on Garrett, trying to deny that entry pass. The first on Sierra. And that is 4 in the second half. And there's a takeaway by Josie Perez. Josie outraces everyone down the floor and then plays it a little bit short and misses the layup. Here's Feetner, looks inside, throws it away. Mustang basketball. 1:17 left to go in this third quarter. Josie Perez crosses the timeline and sets it up. Goes inside for Campbell, leaves it for Garrett. Off glass and good. Easy lay-in for Sierra Garrett. She's got 7 points this afternoon. Under a minute to go in this third quarter. Wynn looks in, and now we've got a foul called on Kenna Campbell as she and Biesecker were doing battle inside. And that'll be the second on Kenna Campbell. There's a takeaway by Garrett. Garrett trying to keep the handle as she works her way down the floor. Finds Josie Perez, but taken away by Lulf, who had trailed the play and got in between. 35 seconds to go, third quarter. Over the top to Werdeman. That shot was short. Gets her own rebound and kicks it back out. Wynn with 25 to go. Slapped there and taken away by Garrett. Now Josie Perez one-on-one with Wynn. Draws the contact, count the basket, and one. Josie Perez knew she was going to get some contact, leaned in, took it, and draws the foul. 55-28. And the free throw is good. Ten seconds to go in the third quarter. Wynn on the wing. She'll dribble in, kicks it out to Fietner. She'll drive down the lane, blocked out of bounds by Kenna Campbell. 2 seconds to go in the quarter. Wolf gets it in, Werdeman. Wynn won't get the shot off. At the end of three, the Mustangs lead it 56-28.
You won't notice any untamed acreage here, a retaining wall that needs rebuilding, or an old gnarled tree stump in the middle of a field. Why? Because it's already been taken care of. That's why. New Holland has the power and versatility to create whatever world you imagine. Being equipped for tomorrow starts today. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months on any compact tractor at your local New Holland dealer. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
So ready to get the fourth quarter underway. Kimball has the basketball, and away we go. Mustangs out in front 56-28. Into the corner for Lulf. She'll try the three. That one's off the mark. But there for the offensive rebound is Fietner. Tries to feed it down low. Kicked by one of the Mustangs. It'll stay with Kimball. And now he comes in to take Wynn's place in the Longhorn lineup. They'll swing it around. And that one in and out by Lulf. And another offensive rebound. So the Longhorns are going to try to shoot some threes here and catch up in a hurry. That one pass blocked. Lulf throws up the shot and gets it to fall. She hit the deck but got the shot to go down. 56-30. 7:10 to go. Into the corner for Gracie Perez. Three-pointer up. That one's off the back iron, no good. Josie Perez has it stripped out of her hands, and a held ball will mean possession for the Mustangs. Gracie Perez off the inbounds. That one won't go, but Josie Perez tracks down the long rebound. Kicks it out for Ferguson. High post for Josie. Fadeaway jumper missed badly. Rebounded by Fietner. The Mustangs are going to trap. Wolf comes away with it. Werdeman, long two-pointer. Won't go. Rebounded by Gracie Perez. And now shovels it off to Josie Perez. Three-pointer on the way. In and out, no good. And they're going to say out of bounds off of Sierra Garrett as she was fighting for that rebound. And now Faith Bramer comes in. First time we've seen her this afternoon. Ferguson to the bench. So two Mustang starters on the bench with 4 fouls. The Mustangs are using a whole lot of different faces trying to get through, and there's a tip ball. And now we've got a foul called on the floor. Push called as Kenna Campbell hit the deck hard. Gets her wits about her. She's going to be okay. Good to see. They're going to give that foul to Madison Wynn. That is her first. And now Fietner goes to the bench. Actually, they gave that foul to Janelle Fietner. That is her third. There's a shot in and out. Bramer with the rebound and the putback, but you're going to say she came over the top on the attempt. That'll be her first. 56-30 with 6:05 to go in this fourth quarter. Werdeman into the corner for Biesecker. Her three missed everything. Garrett with another rebound, but she throws it right back to Biesecker. Reeder with the rebound and the putback. 56-32. Kenna Campbell will set the offense. Josie Perez back to Kenna. Kenna switches to the left hand. And after all the contact that they've allowed, a hand check called on Kimball. That shot up and then not quite there, just rolls off, no good. They gave that last foul to Justine Heeg. That is her third. And now we've got a foul called, second foul on Faith Bramer, trying to keep track of fouls. So Bramer comes out, Carly Hinn back into the lineup. Kenna Campbell will also get a well-deserved rest as Callie Schultz back into the game. So Schultz and Hinn both playing with 4 fouls, 5:26 to go. Lulf's free throw, no good. And Sierra Garrett with yet another rebound. The outlet pass off the fingertips of Callie Schultz and out of bounds. Kimball basketball with 5:21 to go. Mustangs have used this 2-3 zone the whole way this afternoon. Reeder drives baseline, finds some room underneath, but misses the reverse layup. Out ahead to Schultz. Ahead quickly to Josie Perez. Nobody close by. Josie lays it up and good for 2 more. Josie with just 6 in the first half. She's got a whole bundle here in the second. Under 5 to go. That one tossed back, but Kimball maintains possession. Werdeman, skip pass across to Lulf. They'll try to go inside. Reeder missed on that shot, misses the putback. Rebound by a pair of Mustangs, but then poked out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball. Timeout on the floor, called by Kimball. 4:32 to go, fourth quarter. Mustangs lead this one 58-32. Make sure that you say thanks to sponsors of today's basketball action. The First National Bank in Gordon, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, Hinn's Home Furnishings, Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan, CPAs, The Italian Inn, Grocery Mart, Gordon Dental, Sides and Milburn Ford, Modern Farm Equipment, and the Sheridan County Journal-Star. And we haven't talked about Grocery Mart yet this afternoon. Downtown Gordon, great place, hometown atmosphere, everything you'd ever want. Stop in and see the good folks. Grocery Mart, another good longtime supporter of Mustang athletics. Stop in for their friendly service there at Grocery Mart in downtown Gordon. Also, don't forget, we'll be in action Tuesday night as the Mustangs will have everything that they'll have their hands full. Let's leave it that way with the Alliance Bulldogs. The boys squad, an outstanding basketball team. Mustangs lost in the championship of the Alliance Holiday Tournament. They'd like to get a little bit of revenge there. And the girls will meet for the first time this season. Ought to be a good one. High post for Carly Hinn. Puts up the shot, missed badly. Lulf comes out with it. Reeder brings it up the floor for Kimball. Onto the wing for Lulf. She'll try the 3. Good. She's tried several of those and finally connects for the first time this afternoon. 4 minutes left to go in the game. High post for Hinn. Finds Josie Perez cutting to the hoop. Backdoor cut, well done. 2 more for Josie. She's got 21 on the afternoon, 15 in the second half, and another offensive rebound, or defensive rebound, another rebound by Sierra Garrett. She has done great work inside for the Mustangs this afternoon. Skip pass across to Schultz, but taken away by Werdeman with 3:20 to go. And that one thrown away. Carly Hinn gathers it up. Now a 3-on-2 for the Mustangs. Josie drives in, can't get it to fall. Callie's put back off the mark, and now Kate Reeder the other way. Spin move, kicks it out to Loaf for 3, and rattles that one home. Alexis Loaf with 3-pointers on consecutive trips down the floor for the Kimball Longhorns. Makes it 60-38. 2:50 to go. Callie Schultz back to Gracie Perez now. Inside for Hinn, kicks it out. Josie Perez thought about the 3. She'll drive baseline. Shot up, no good, but she's fouled. And it'll be free throws for Josie Perez with 2:41 to go. That foul on Justine Heeg, that'll be her 4th. Josie's first is good. And now Autumn Richards into the game to take the place of Carly Hinn. Biesecker and Heeg head to the bench for Kimball. Josie made them both. 62-38, 2:35 to go. Werdeman for 3. That one's short. And Josie Perez will bring it up for the Mustangs. Works against wind, gets it to Gracie Perez, swings it to Schultz. Gracie, top of the key, 3-pointer, that's off the mark. Wolf with the rebound. Into the corner. This is Klinkhammer now into the game. Her pass tipped by Sierra Garrett. Good job by Sierra Garrett that time. Really stuck with that play. Kimball's going to maintain possession though. Here's Reeder. 2 big steps down the lane. Lays it up and good for 2 more. .145 to go. Perez kicks it out. Schultz shot up, missed, but gets her own rebound. And a timeout called by the Mustangs. 30-second timeout called by Coach Holbert. 1:38 to go. 62-40. So make sure you join us on Tuesday evening. We'll have the action here for you on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Again, the Sheridan County Journal-Star is your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. Lots of goings on in the news. Be in the know. Subscribe to the Sheridan County Journal-Star. If you're watching this broadcast, you're probably there at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net already. But check it out and know exactly what's going on in Sheridan County. We got a foul now on one of the Mustangs as I was fighting with the computer. And that'll go against Autumn Richards. That's her first. And a 1-and-1 opportunity for Lacey Klinkhammer. That one is short. Rebounded by Gracie Perez. Nearly had it taken away. Beth Bragg into the game. Brings it down the right side. Bragg accelerates to the hoop. Shot high off the glass, and she got it to fall. Well done, Beth Bragg. Klinkhammer looks inside, and a foul going to be called on Bragg. And they're going to, I don't think she was in the act of shooting, but I think they gave her 3 free throws. First one is good. Yep, they did give her 3. They're going to say it was in the act of shooting, and so the first of 3 is good. The second one is up. It also is good. 1:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. On the floor for the Mustangs, Bragg, Ferguson, Richards, Knight, and Garrett. And she made all 3 of those free throws. So here's Jacoby Knight. Up the floor to Beth Bragg. Into the corner, taken away and taken right back by Garrett. Garrett flips it up, and Lulf will take that one away for Kimball. Works her way down the floor. Contact there. Garrett's going to be called for the foul. So Garrett picks up her second with 54 seconds to go. Lulf will have a 1-and-1 opportunity. She's 1 for 3 this afternoon. Flips the first one up, but no good off the back iron. See, it was a 2-shot foul. That was the 10th foul. Puts the Kimball Longhorns in the double bonus. That's why the 2 shots. Second one is up, and it rolls off no good. And another rebound for Garrett. Beth Bragg up the right side, and now we've got some fresh faces. Jenna Greenwood in for Kimball. Try to see who all we've got in there. So maybe she's the only one. Garrett over the top to Knight, tried to get the pass to go and hit the rim with it on the way by. She had Jacoby Knight all by herself. Now Garrett will go to the bench. And Faith Bramer back into the game for the Mustangs. Up top for Knight. Good head fake, but a little too good. She traveled with it. 33 seconds to go, Kimball basketball. So this is a good win for these Mustangs. They had such a rough start to the season, but starting to gain a little bit of confidence as we work our way really through the heart of this season now, through the mid part of it. As there's Rhiannon Ferguson drawing the foul that time by Klinkhammer. And Rhiannon will go to the line as that puts the Mustangs into the 1-and-1. Klinkhammer's first. And Rhiannon with her first opportunity of the game. That's no good. And we've got a lane violation. And she'll get another try at it. I think it was Madison Wynn who got the head start that time. Ferguson sends that one off the back of the rim. And Klinkhammer with the rebound. 17 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Klinkhammer tries to get that pass down inside, but she is fouled. And 2 shots. That's Beth Bragg, who picks up her second foul. Klinkhammer, who was 0 for 1, is now 3 for 4, and now 4 for 5 as she's hit 4 in a row. Good free throw shooting for the 5'8" sophomore. And she finally misses that one, rebounded by Richards. Knight with 5 seconds brings it up the floor. Richards at the buzzer, off the back iron, and no good. Final score, 64-44. The Mustangs with a good win here this afternoon. They go to 7-4 on the season. Kimball falls to 4-5. We'll see if we can do some quick math here and let you know about some unofficial scoring totals. So unofficially, scoring totals for the Mustangs, Josie Perez with a huge second half. She finishes with 23 points. She scored 17 in the second half. The 23 for Josie Perez. Kenna Campbell shut out in the second half. She finishes with 20 points, all of those coming in the first half. Sierra Garrett finished with 7 points and a whole basket full of rebounds to go along with those 7 points. Carly Hinn with 6, Gracie Perez also with 6, and Beth Bragg finished with 2 for the Mustangs. For the Kimball Longhorns, Kate Reeder finished with 18 points. Alexis Lulf with 9. Janelle Fietner had 6, Carly Werdeman 5, Lacey Klinkhammer 4, and Justine Heeg finished with 2 points for the Kimball Longhorns. Final score again, 64-44. Do a little bit of housekeeping here on the floor here in Gordon, and we'll be ready for boys basketball action in just about 20 minutes. So stay tuned. Head to the refrigerator, grab yourself a snack and a cool drink. We'll be back in just a bit with boys varsity basketball action between the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Kimball Longhorns. It should be a good one, folks. Stay tuned. We'll step aside and be right back. 16 minutes and 25 seconds left to go before the start of the boys varsity basketball action between the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Kimball Longhorns. If you missed it earlier, the Lady Mustangs took down the Kimball Longhorns 64-44. And now we look ahead to the boys action. This should be a good one, folks. The Mustangs come in at 7-1, Kimball at 6-2. And Kimball can put the basketball in the hoop. They average almost 60 points per game. The Mustangs at 58, but they're a good shooting team. They rebound well, and they're good on defense. They're not particularly big, very much the same kind of MO as what the Mustangs are. They're small and quick, and they get to the basket. Well, let's take a look. Kimball at 6-2. Their only losses came to Class B Sydney and Chase, their only losses to Class B Sydney and Chase County. But their biggest win on the season is to Class D2 Dundee County Stratton. They're a 9-2 ball club, an outstanding bunch down there in Dundee County, and Kimball able to take them down. Starters this afternoon for the Kimball Longhorns. Number 00, Jordan Greenwood, averaging 19 points a game. He's a 5'10" senior, and that 19 points leads the Kimball Longhorns scoring attack. Number 1 is Brandon Barker, a 5'11" senior. He averages 9 points a game. Number 10 is Jaden Withrow, a 5'11" senior. He averages 10 points a game. Isaac Reuter at 3 points a game. He is a 6-foot sophomore. And number 45, Edward Barnes, a 6'2" senior, averaging 3 points per game. For the Mustangs this afternoon, 7-1, their lone loss to Class B Alliance. Starters this afternoon, number 4, Dylan Schwarting, averaging 11 points per game. Number 10, Brady Bolender, averaging 6 points a game. Number 12 is Corby Campbell, averaging 7 points and 6 rebounds. Number 22, Trace Bagan, 4 points and 5 rebounds. And number 24, Jared Nelson, the scoring leader at 12 points per game. 14 minutes left before the start of this one. Ought to be very, very entertaining. Glad to have you along with us here this afternoon. This is the Modern Farm Equipment pregame show. Let's take a minute. We've got some time. Let's look back at a couple of highlights. We didn't catch very many from the girls' action earlier. But while we've got a minute, let's do that. We'll never quite remember what we've got. I'll enjoy these with you. So now the Mustangs with a 3-on-3. Josie Perez tried one more pass, got it to Carly Hinn, up and good. Carly Hinn with 6 points. She leads the way for the Mustangs here this afternoon. A takeaway. A foul, count the basket. Schultz across the Hinn. They work it back down inside. Josie Perez from the block. That won't go. And Reeder comes away with it. Will bring it up the floor. Looks ahead. excellent work again, as always, by George Mang and the Gordon Rushville High School Band. Glad to have them here providing some entertainment for us as we get ready for the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Kimball Longhorns on a Saturday afternoon here from Gordon. 10.5 minutes left to go in the pregame before we get this one going. And stop on over to Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. They've got an outstanding lineup of new and used vehicles there, including a 2016 Ford Edge. I'm going to show you the pictures here in just a minute. It's got the sport package, all-wheel drive, leather interior, My Ford Touch, navigation system, and only 22,000 miles. And just for today's broadcast only, Bubba's going to take off $1,000 off of that list price at $35,825, makes it $34,825. Stop in at Sides and Milburn Ford and check it out for yourself. And here come the pictures. As we say, head on over to Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville and check it out. We'll turn it back over to the Mustang Band. 9 minutes left to go before the opening tip. As we said earlier, internet seems to be running fairly well this afternoon. We've always got some hitches along the way with that. And as you know, hang in there, stick with us, and that'll always come back on. And we apologize for those minor outages, but seems to be just part of the nature of the beast as we go along through these broadcasts here. Glad to be able to use the Gordon Rushville High School's Wi-Fi service to do this broadcast. We wouldn't get very far without their cooperation, and we certainly want to pass a big thank you along to Alton Archibald and the staff here at Gordon Rushville High School for allowing us to do this here this afternoon. Mustangs are heading to the locker room for their last words of encouragement. 7 minutes left in the pregame. We'll step aside and be back with the starting lineups in just a few minutes here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Outstanding work by the Gordon Rushville Mustang Band. Under 3 minutes left to go before we get this one underway. We'll take one quick last look at those starting lineups for these two teams. Kimball Longhorns 6-2 on the season. Starting lineups, number 0, Jordan Greenwood, 19 points a game. He's a 5'10" senior. Number 1, Brandon Barker, a 5'11" senior averaging 9 points a game. Number 10, Jaden Withrow, a 5'11" senior averaging 10 points a game. Number 24, Isaac Reuter, a 6-foot sophomore, averaging 3 points. And number 45, Edward Barnes, a 6'2" senior, averaging 3 points per game. For the Mustangs, Dylan Schwarting, number 4, 11 points a contest. Number 10, Brady Bolander, 6 points a game. Number 12, Corby Campbell, 7 points and 6 rebounds per game. Number 22, Trace Bagan, 4 points and 5 rebounds. And number 24, Jared Nelson, averaging 12 points per game. So very glad to have you along with us here this afternoon. We look forward to a really good competitive game between these two teams. As we look ahead, the Mustangs will face off against Alliance on Tuesday night. That will be a good one for sure. And then they've got games the next several weekends. We had planned on doing the Chadron game, but that is now not going to happen as we've got some scheduling conflicts, and so we won't be able to bring that to all of you. But the following week, the 28th, we should have basketball, and I can't tell you what games those are, but then the following week, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, the Western Trails Conference Tournament, definitely planning on bringing you as much of that as we certainly can that first week of February. Hopefully both of these Mustang teams will make it through that Thursday first round and be on to a couple of games in Scotts Bluff at the Cougar Palace. We'll turn it over to the public address announcer for the introductions of the starting lineups. To get this thing underway. Mustangs in the home white uniforms, Kimball in their all red road uniforms. And away we go. Corby Campbell in the center circle to jump it up against Edward Barnes, the 6'2" senior. Campbell wins the tip. Bolander controls it for the Mustangs, and we are underway. Bolander works against Barker, hands it off to Nelson. Nelson drives into the paint, kicks it out for Campbell. Corby not quite ready for that. Out of bounds off the fingertips. They'll give it to Kimball on the turnover. Just underway in the first quarter. Mustangs with full court man-to-man pressure. And this is Greenwood. Greenwood drives in. Turnaround jumper. That one falls in. Kimball on the board first. Greenwood averages 19 points a game. He knows what to do with it when he gets his hand on it. There's a nice pass inside to Corby Campbell. And a good finish by Campbell. Ties it at 2. Greenwood in, lost the handle. Barker gets it back though. Barker hands it off to Greenwood, penetrates in, kicks it out. Shot up and good. That's Reuter. And under 7 to go, a 4-2 advantage for Kimball. Bolender brings it up. He'll work against Barker. Man-to-man defense by the Kimball Longhorns. And Brady's going to be called for the carry. And 2 turnovers in the early going for the Mustangs. 6:48 to go, first quarter. Well, this is Withrow into the corner for Barker. Barker will peel it back out and up top for Greenwood. Greenwood guarded by Schwarting into the lane, shot up, in and out, no good. Couple of offensive rebounds by Kimball, but the Mustangs able to get it down the other end of the floor. Corby Campbell has it slapped out of his hands by Withrow, then steps back and knocks it down. Corby's got 4. All 4 Mustang points, 6:12 to go. Well, Barnes up top, gets it to Barker, and across to Greenwood. Greenwood drives in, and a blocking foul called. 2 shots. A foul is going to be called on Jared Nelson. So Greenwood likes to drive with that basketball, and he draws the foul. Free throw is good. Six minutes on the dot left to go in the first quarter. Greenwood turns it loose, and he made them both. Bolender, they nearly had him trapped, and then he'll throw it away out of bounds. 3 turnovers now on the Mustangs. Withrow gets it into Barker. Barker picks up his dribble and gets it to Greenwood. Greenwood works against Dylan Schwarting, drives in, now he's hung up, kicks it out. Long 2-pointer by Barnes. Makes it 8-4 with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Nelson brings it across, finds Trace Bagan into the corner for Schwarting. Schwarting drives in, kicks it up for Nelson. He'll hand it off to Bolender, and they'll reset. 5:15 to go, first quarter. Into the corner for Schwarting, drives baseline. And they're going to say a traveling call on Dylan Schwarting. And another Mustang turnover. Mustangs will trap Greenwood, but able to get it back to Barker. Quickly down the floor. Back to Greenwood now. Works against Nelson, pull-up jumper for 3. That one misses, and Campbell clears the rebound. Schwarting ahead to Nelson. Nelson splits a couple of defenders, and then a kicked ball. It'll stay with the Mustangs with 4:50 to go in the first. Tried to get it into Trace Bagan. He's able to get it back, and then out to Schwarting. Into the corner for Bagan. And now Bolender. And the Mustangs set the offense into the corner for Nelson. He'll drive baseline. A little bit soft on the shot that time. Barnes comes away with the rebound. Greenwood guarded by Schwarting. Mustangs in the man-to-man defense. Barker lost it onto the floor. Battle for it. And Bolender picks it up. 1-on-3, has it poked from behind. Brady shot up. They're going to say a charge called on Brady Bolender. Offensive foul on Bolender. 4:10 to go. And now wholesale substitutions for the Mustangs. As Carson Hinn, Sean Combs, and Morgan Holbert come into the game for the Mustangs. Greenwood hustles up the floor, up the left side with the left-hand dribble, kicks it out. Barnes, three-pointer on the way, in and out, no good. Trace Bagan there tried to get the rebound, and they're going to say it's off of Trace as Reuter flipped that ball back in and right into the face of Bagan. Under 4 to go in this first quarter. Over the top they go. And now Barnes up top. Barnes works against Sean Combs. Pull-up jumper, very short, misses everything. Rebounded by Carson Hinn, and then he is instantly fouled by Brandon Barker. So Morgan Holbert will trigger the offense now for the Mustangs. Holbert has it knocked away, but gets it back. Drives in, feeds it down low for Sean Combs. Fall away jumper won't go. Combs tips it out though to Schwarting. Long three-pointer, that's no good. And Barker with the rebound. Weaves his way through traffic, tips it ahead to Greenwood. Three-pointer on the way, up and good. Makes it 11-4, and a takeaway by Barnes. Barnes gets it to Greenwood. Carson Hinn trying to tip it out from behind, and a traveling call on Withrow. 3 minutes on the dot left to go, and now a substitution as this is Brady Kilgore who comes in place of Isaac Reuter. Hinn with the inbounds pass. Drive in, kicks it out to Schwarting. He'll drive baseline. Around traffic, and a traveling call by Schwarting. One too many steps by Dylan Schwarting. And that's, I think, the 5th turnover on the Mustangs in this first quarter. Greenwood tries to switch hands, but it's taken away. And now a kick basketball by Greenwood. That'll give the ball back to the Mustangs. A good defense that time. And Holbert will go to work. Works against Barker. Into the corner for Schwarting. He'll try the three. Shot up and good. Back to a 4-point game. And Greenwood slams that one out of bounds off of Trace Bagan. And Trace starting to feel like a punching bag, as that's twice that he's had that happen to him. And Greenwood didn't just tap that off of him. He threw that ball just about as hard as he could. Now they'll go over the top to Barnes. Into the corner for Barker. He's guarded by Hinn. They'll flip it to Greenwood. And a reach-in foul called on the floor. And that is Schwarting picking up his first foul. And we got a timeout on the floor called by the Kimball Longhorns. 2:17 left to go first quarter. Kimball leads it 11-7. And there are wins and losses in basketball, and sometimes sprained ankles, chipped teeth, and a whole lot more. The sport of basketball isn't always pain-free, but at Gordon Dental, pain-free is always the goal. Visit Dr. Robert Ferguson and his staff at Gordon Dental for a pain-free, exceptional dental experience. So the Mustangs with a whole bunch of turnovers in this first quarter that have not helped the cause. They trail by 4 with 2:17 to go in the first quarter. So this will be Kilgore to inbound it. He gets it into Greenwood in the corner. Flips it to Barker. And now Kilgore gets it to Greenwood at the top of the key. He'll drive into the lane, spin move, kicks it out. Threw it right to the official and out of bounds. And now Zane Anthony, number 2, comes in to give Barker a breather. and he'll guard Morgan Holbert. Nelson gets the pick from the elbow, shot rolls off no good, and Sean Combs is there for the offensive rebound. Across to Carson Hinn, spots up for three. That one missed. Withrow with the rebound, and quickly ahead to Greenwood. Crosses over and misses. Rebounded by Combs, and here come the Mustangs. 1:35 to go. Nelson drives in, has it taken away. And Kimball back the other way. Greenwood crosses over down the lane. Shot up, count the basket, and one. Give that foul to Sean Combs. That's his first. Makes it 13-7, and Greenwood with a chance at the three-point play. Greenwood's got 9. Combs with the rebound. Quickly ahead to Jared Nelson, accelerates down the baseline, and a hard foul that time on Jared Nelson. And that is on Greenwood, and that is his first. And Greenwood now comes up gimpy on a right ankle. So the Kimball Longhorns leading scorer sitting on the bench with a gimpy ankle. First free throw by Jared Nelson is good. 13-8 with 1:17 to go in the first action. That one short off the front of the rim. Corby Campbell with the rebound. Right back out to Nelson, across to Holbert. Hinn into the corner for Nelson. Across to Holbert. Holbert guarded by Withrow, drives in, feeds it down to the baseline, and just off the outstretched fingertips of Jared Nelson. Nelson had snuck down the baseline and had some room to work, but they couldn't make the connection. 1 minute left to go. Mustangs trail by 5. Anthony is going to draw a foul. He was right out on the ragged edge. Carson Hinn going to be called for the foul that time. And Barker back in place of Kilgore. Barker works up top. Barnes picks up the loose ball and drives in over the top of Anthony and out of bounds. And now Kimball starting to turn the ball over. Combs will come in to take the place of Bagan. Quickly back to work with 43 seconds. Holbert avoids the double team. Across to Sean Combs, nearly stolen away. Jared Nelson pulls up for three. That one's no good. Barnes with the rebound. 30 seconds. Crossover dribble that time, taken away by Carson Hinn. Carson ahead to Corby Campbell. Corby, strong move to the basket, up and good. And that gets the crowd back into it. Mustangs as close as they've been in a while, and we've got a foul called on one of the Mustangs here. I think Jared Nelson ran through a pick, and that'll cost him a foul. And that'll be his second. 7 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Withrow will inbound it. Gets it to Greenwood, back on the floor. Good to see him back in action. Pull-up jumper for three, off the back iron, no good. Holbert with the rebound at the buzzer, and at the end of one, Mustangs trail 13-10.
You won't notice any untamed acreage here, a retaining wall that needs rebuilding, or an old gnarled tree stump in the middle of a field. Why? Because it's already been taken care of. That's why. New Holland has the power and versatility to create whatever world you imagine. Being equipped for tomorrow starts today. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months on any compact tractor at your local New Holland dealer. Equipped for a new world.
So we head to the second quarter. Mustangs trail by 3. Corby Campbell, leading scorer for the Mustangs in that first quarter. He had 6. For Kimball, it's all Jordan Greenwood. He has 9 points in the first quarter. 9 of the Kimball Longhorns 13. Kimball has the basketball to start the second quarter, and away we go. This is Barker working against Bagan. For Barnes, and now to Withrow at the top of the key. Withrow drives in, draws contact off the back iron, no good. Corby Campbell came out of there for a second, and then it's tipped away, scramble for it, held ball called, and this will be Mustang basketball on the alternating possession. And now it looks like Kimball's going to apply some full court pressure. Combs gets it into Bolender, and he'll bring it up the left side. Bolender leaves it for Campbell. That shot won't go, but he is fouled. And Corby Campbell will get 2 free throws, courtesy of Edward Barnes, his first. 7:39 left to go in the second quarter, just underway. First one good by Corby. Pulls the Mustangs back within 2. Mustangs with 6 fouls already in this half. Kimball just with 3. And Corby made them both. He's got 8 points and a 1-point ball game. Now the Mustangs with full court pressure. They like to ratchet that up as the game goes along. And that one taken away by Campbell. Bolender flips it back ahead to Campbell, lays it up and good for 2 more, and the Mustangs with their first lead of the day. Greenwood works on the wing. Big jump stop out to Withrow, shot up and good for 3. So Kimball answers right back. Bolender around to Campbell and back to Brady. Crosses the timeline. Mustangs with numbers, looks down low for Combs. And taken away by Kimball. Withrow kicks it across, and an offensive foul called on Jaden Withrow. That is his first. Fast-paced action both ways. 6:53 to go in the second quarter. Bolender takes the inbounds, and he'll work against Barker. Now they'll try to trap. They get it ahead to Combs. Combs into the corner for Shorting. Spots up for 3. That one's no good, but Trace Bagan comes out of there with the rebound, kicks it out, and then Withrow will be called for a foul on the entry pass. Withrow with 2 quick fouls. He's got 2 now, and the 5th foul of the half on the Kimball Longhorns. Withrow will have to head to the bench as Brady Kilgore comes in to take his place. They'll swing it around into the corner for Schwarting. Wants to go inside. Has that one tipped out of bounds by Greenwood. And Schwarting may have taken an elbow in the jaw. Looks like he's going to be okay. That one tipped back out of bounds by Greenwood. Greenwood extremely active on both ends of the floor. And that's twice in a row. They can't seem to get it past 0-0. They'll go up top for Bolender. That's the safe play. Brady sets the offense with 6:25 to go. That one slapped, but right back to Bolender, and then he sends it back to Bagan out of bounds. And another Mustang turnover. 6:22 to go in the second. Greenwood takes it. The left-hander works up the floor, tries to dribble between his legs, loses the handle. Into the corner, the give and go, and a turnover Here come the Mustangs, ahead to Corby Campbell, down the floor, lays it up, good! Corby Campbell has got it done on layups here this evening, running the floor well in this first half. That one out of bounds, but saved back into Greenwood, jump stop, off balance shot, and it goes. Greenwood is fun to watch. He's all over the place. Ahead to Bagan. He'll spot up for three. No good. Rebounded by Barnes. Kimball with numbers. 3-on-2. They'll shovel it out to Kilgore. He can't get a hold of it well enough to get the shot off, and Greenwood will reset with 5:23 to go in the second. Long three-pointer by Greenwood, missed everything. Bolender with the rebound. Quickly out to Dylan Schwarting. Dylan can't get that layup to fall. And Barnes comes back the other way, and he traveled. Barnes doesn't like the call, but it was a fairly obvious travel call that time. 5:07 to go in the second, and the Mustangs trail by 2. And now subs as Morgan Holbert comes in for Bolender. Dylan Schwarting to the bench. And here's Jared Nelson. Nelson works against Kilgore. 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Nelson drives in, up and under, off the glass and good. His first basket of the game. We're tied at 18. Here's Barker with a high arcing three-pointer. (21-18), 4.5 to go in the second quarter. Sean Combs in the corner and back out to Bagan. They reverse it around. Nelson down onto the baseline for Campbell. That shot not close. And Greenwood down the left side. Slapped out of bounds by Nelson. Greenwood complaining. And they're going to say it's out of bounds off of Kimball. They give that ball to the Mustangs. Carson Hinn back in for Campbell. 4:12 to go. Greenwood not happy with the call and giving the ref the what for there. Morgan Holbert will work against Barker. Nelson will try the long three from the top of the key. That one misses, but there's Holbert with the long rebound. High post for Combs. Quick fire and the score. Sean with the catch and shoot. Back within one. Greenwood shovels it to Kilgore. Over the top to Barnes. He'll try the three. In and out, no good. Carson Hinn with the rebound. And Morgan Holbert quickly up the left side. 3:35 to go in the second quarter. Out to Bagan, around to Hinn. Into the corner for Nelson. Drives baseline, and he traveled. Wanted that shot, but Barnes was there. 3:27 to go in the second quarter. We looked at this on paper and thought it might be entertaining, and we haven't been disappointed so far. Barker works against Holbert. Hands it off to Greenwood. He's guarded by Nelson now. Crosses over, nearly lost it, and that's going to be a foul on Greenwood as he used the arm bar to push Morgan Holbert to the floor. That is 2 on Greenwood, and he is not happy. 3:14 to go in the second quarter. And if it's possible, the Mustangs working on getting in Jordan Greenwood's head. They trail by 1. They've only led briefly for one time in this game. Morgan Holbert, little floater in the lane. That one is well short. And Trace Bagan is going to be called for the push. That'll be his first, but that'll put the Kimball Longhorns into the 1-1 bonus now with 3:02 to go in the second quarter. So Isaac Reuter with 1-1 opportunity as Nelson and Combs head to the bench. Schwarting and Campbell back into the Mustang lineup. Reuter's first one is off the back iron and no good. Rebounded by Corby Campbell. Under 3 to go. Brady Bolander quickly up the floor. Across to Schwarting. Wanted the 3. Now he'll drive baseline. Little floater up and good. Dylan Schwarting's got 5. And the Mustangs back in front by 1. A traveling call that time. And the Mustangs get another turnover. And the Mustang student section having fun this afternoon. They've stood throughout on both of these varsity games. And now here's Bolander. Finds Hinn on the wing. 2:35 to go in the second. Campbell around to Bolander on the left wing. Hands it off to Bagan and now to Schwarting. Schwarting has it slapped away by Withrow. And they're going to say off Schwarting, Kimball basketball. Brady Bolander went for the steal. Didn't quite get it. Barker quickly the other way. 5-on-4, Withrow, the shot. That's off the mark. Barker with the rebound. They'll kick it out. That shot is good by Isaac Reuter. They're going to say that was a 2. 23-22. Bolander has it poked away, but he gets it back. 1:50 left to go first half. Bolander tried to flip that to Dylan Schwarting. I think it was Barnes that got a hand on it and tipped it out of bounds. Now Anthony's going to come back in for the Kimball Longhorns and take the place of Withrow. They tried to go high post that time, couldn't get it done. Kimball with the takeaway. Now Barnes between the circles. To Anthony. Dribbles to his right and back to Barnes. 1.5 minutes left to go in this first half. Barnes goes down to the baseline, and we got a blocking foul called on the Mustangs. That'll go against Brady Bolander. That's his second. 1:27 left to go in the second quarter. Nelson and Holbert back in. Take the place of Bolander and Hinn. Reuter makes the first of the 1-and-1. 8th foul on the Mustangs. Reuter earns a second. Makes it 24-22. And he got them both. Holbert ahead to Nelson. Drives to the baseline, kicks it back out for Holbert. Leaves it for Trace Bagan. 3-pointer, good! Nothing but the bottom of the net for Trace Bagan that time. 1:10 to go. We are tied at 25. Now the Mustangs have got the Longhorns hung up. Good defensive pressure now here by the Mustangs. A near takeaway and then a reach-in foul on Dylan Schwarting. No, check that. That is on Holbert. That is his first. And so 1-and-1 opportunity for Brandon Barker. First is good. .58 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Barker makes both free throws. A 27-25 advantage with 55 seconds in this first half for the Mustangs to work with. Nelson between the circles, kicks it out. Schwarting, 3-pointer, in and out, no good. Tipped around, Nelson with the rebound, 42 seconds. Schwarting in, and they're going to call a travel on Schwarting. And the Mustangs will turn it over again. Carson Hinn comes in for Jared Nelson. 39 seconds in the first half, left to go. And Barker accelerates up the floor, guarded by Holbert. Here's Barnes on the wing. And now Barker. 25 seconds. Tipped away by Trace Bagan, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Kimball with 22 seconds left in this first half. Kilgore gets it in. Baseline drive up and good that time by Isaac Reuter. Stretches the lead to 4 with 12 to go. Hinn spotted up over in the corner, clapping for it, wanting the basketball. 6-5. Schwarting drives in, and he's going to be called for another travel. And Dillon has taken one extra step, and it's cost him twice now. 3 seconds to go for Kimball. Shot won't go after the buzzer. And at the half, it is Kimball 29 and Gordon Rushville 25. Let's take a quick look at some unofficial scoring totals at the half. Dylan Schwarting with 5, Corby Campbell with 12, Trace Bagan with 3, Jared Nelson with 3, and Sean Combs with 2. For the Kimball Longhorns, Jordan Greenwood has 11. Brandon Barker has 5. Jaden Withrow with 3. Isaac Reuter has 8. And Edward Barnes with 2. Fouls, Kimball, Jordan Greenwood has 2 fouls. Jaden Withrow also with 2, and Brandon Barker with 1. Also Edward Barnes with 1. For the Mustangs, Brady Bolander and Jared Nelson each with 2 fouls. Morgan Holbert, Dylan Schwarting, Carson Hinn, Trace Bagan, and Sean Combs all with 1 foul apiece. So at the half, the Mustangs trail by 4, 29-25. So let's take a quick look at some of the highlights from the first half. Greenwood drives in, turnaround jumper. That one falls in. Kimball on the board first. Greenwood averages 19 points a game. He knows what to do with it when he gets his hand on it. There's a nice pass inside to Corby Campbell. Barnes with the rebound. 30 seconds. Crossover dribble that time, taken away by Carson Hinn. Carson ahead to Corby Campbell. Corby, strong move to the basket, up and good. And here's Jared Nelson. Nelson works against Kilgore. 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Nelson drives in, up and under, off the glass and good. So at the half, the Mustangs trail 29-25, 5.5 minutes left to go in the halftime break. Again, say thanks to all of our fine sponsors: the First National Bank of Gordon, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, Hinn's Home Furnishings, Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan CPAs, the Italian Inn, Grocery Mart, Gordon Dental, Sides and Milburn Ford, Modern Farm Equipment, and of course the Sheridan County Journal-Star. And we're going to mute the sound here for just a little bit, take just a couple of minutes break, and we'll be back with the start of the second half in just a minute here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. So this is the chance at a half-court shot for $500, and it looks like none other than Mr. Gary Kaplan with the winning ticket to have an opportunity. One shot, sponsored by Sides and Milburn. Sides and Milburn Ford sponsor this. One shot, if he makes it, it's worth $500. Gary sizes it up and almost banks it home, but not quite. Thanks again to Sides and Milburn Ford for sponsoring the half-court shot at $500. Raising money here for Gordon Rushville schools. I don't remember what the group is that's benefiting from that this afternoon, but thanks again to Sides and Moburn for sponsoring that chance at $500 for a half-court shot. We are ready to head to the second quarter. Both teams making their way back out onto the floor. Kimball jumped out to the early lead, but the Mustangs chipped away, came back. They've led it a couple of times briefly, but at the half, Kimball with the 4-point advantage. Nobody really in a whole lot of foul trouble to worry about. Jordan Greenwood and Jaden Withrow each with 2 fouls for Kimball. For the Mustangs, Brady Bolender and Jared Nelson each with 2, and then a whole handful with just 1 foul apiece. So fouls, at least in the early going of the third quarter, shouldn't be a concern for either team. Be sure to stop in at Grocery Mart in downtown Gordon, your hometown grocery store. Check out their sale flyer in the Sheridan County Journal-Star this week for all kinds of great bargains at the Grocery Mart in downtown Gordon. So the one thing that we do notice as we go through this game, Kimball not nearly as deep off the bench as what the Mustangs are. They play at the same frenetic pace that Gordon Rushville does, but we'll see if that extra depth by the Mustangs can wear down these Kimball Longhorns as we work our way through the second half. Make sure to join us on Tuesday evening as the Gordon Rushville Mustangs will host the Alliance Bulldogs, and that is sure to be an entertaining matchup as well. These boys fell at the hands of the Alliance Bulldogs in the championship game of the Alliance Holiday Tournament. Weren't quite ready for what they were going to face. Alliance is an outstanding team, very big, very athletic, and they pretty well had their way with the Mustangs in that championship game, and so you know that they're anxious to get them here on the Mustangs home floor to see what they can do. 29-25 as we get ready to start the third quarter. On the floor for the Mustangs to start this second half, Trace Bagan, Dylan Schwarting, Corby Campbell, Jared Nelson, and Brady Bolender. For the Kimball Longhorns, looks like it'll be Isaac Reuter, Jaden Withrow, Jordan Greenwood, Brandon Barker, and Edward Barnes. Back to the starting 5 for both teams as we get the second half underway. Bolender has it. Works against Barker, gets the pick, drives through traffic into the corner for Bagan, spots up for 3. That one a little bit too strong, and rebounded by Reuter. Greenwood ahead to Withrow, accelerates in, up and under, that one no good. Brady Bolender clears the rebound. Ahead to Schwarting and back to Bolender. Man-to-man defense by the Kimball Longhorns. It's been that way the whole way. Schwarting drives baseline, kicks it to Nelson, who is cutting to the basket, but too far under, and bounces it off the underside of the board. 7:12 to go in the third quarter. Withrow on the wing. Looks in, flips it over the top to Barker. His shot up and good. So under 7 to go in the third quarter, and the lead is back to 6. Nelson, cross court for Schwarting. He'll try the 3. It's good. Dylan Schwarting with 8 points. He's got a pair from beyond the arc. Here's Withrow for 3, and he answers right back. Bolender with 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Switches hands, drives in, little floater off the glass. That won't go. And Greenwood now with a 3-on-1. Withrow flips it back to Barker and blocked by Nelson. Good defensive play that time by Jared Nelson, and then he's going to be called for the foul as he does battle for that loose basketball. That is 3 on Jared Nelson. So the Mustangs' top scorer held to just 3 points, 1 basket and 1 free throw in that first half. So Withrow looks to get it in, finally finds Barker in the corner and back to Greenwood. Greenwood against Schwarting, kicks it out for Withrow, 3-pointer. That one is short, but there's Barnes with the offensive rebound. Withrow lays it over the front, but that's no good. And the rebound by Campbell. Now here's Nelson ahead to Schwarting, spots up for 3. Good! Schwarting with 6 second half points, a pair of threes, and the Mustangs back within 3. 5:44 to go, third quarter. Greenwood drives, pulls up, shoots, can't get it to fall. Nelson with the rebound, quickly ahead to Corby Campbell, lays it up with the left hand, falls off, no good. Bolender with the follow, that won't go, and tipped out of bounds by Corby Campbell. Mustangs with 2 great opportunities there and misfired on both. 5:29 to go, third quarter. Carson Hinn in for Jared Nelson. Nelson with those 3 fouls to the bench, and Barker works against Bolender. Spin move down the lane, and he was pushed. That foul is on the floor. Give that foul to Brady Bolender. That's 3 on him. So 2 Mustangs with 3 fouls. 5:21 to go, third quarter. And 3-point Kimball advantage. Withrow over the top to Greenwood. Takes the long inbounds pass, and he'll bring it up across the timeline and work against Dylan Schwarting. Now Withrow drives in. Pull-up jumper from the elbow, missed everything. Reuter can't save it back in, and that'll be a Mustang basketball. Morgan Holbert comes in for Bolender. Bolender and Nelson each with 3 fouls, both on the bench. 5:05 to go, third quarter. Morgan Holbert crosses the timeline, and they set the offense. Holbert picks up his dribble, needs a little bit of help here, and gets it to Carson Hinn. Hinn looks in, over the top to Campbell, tipped out of bounds by Barnes. It'll stay with the Mustangs. Schwarting to inbound. Finds Bagan, out to Holbert, and back to Schwarting. 3-pointer, in and out, no good. Rebound Greenwood. Greenwood drives in and flips it to nobody. They're going to say that it's off of a Mustang. It'll stay with the Kimball Longhorns with 4:36 to go in the third quarter. Barker drives in, and that is an offensive foul. Didn't see which Mustang it was that had position, but he was definitely there. Was that Carson Hinn? Corby Campbell. Corby Campbell, who stood his ground. Barker picks up his second foul. 4:25 to go. Mustangs with a chance to tie with a 3 here. Across to Carson Hinn. He'll try the 3 and won't quite go. Greenwood with another rebound. Greenwood being guarded closely by Dylan Schwarting all the way up the floor, and Dylan picks up his second foul. Now Sean Combs and Jared Nelson will come back into the game. Bagan and Schwarting will go to the bench. 4:10 to go. Third quarter, 3 fouls on the Mustangs in the second half, just 1 on Kimball. They'll flip it into Barnes. And that one's tipped out of there by Morgan Holbert. Barnes able to track it down. Now they've got him trapped across to Greenwood. And he'll bring it across as he works against Jared Nelson. Nelson gets the steal. Jared Nelson down the floor, lays it up and can't get it to go. And then Sean Combs comes over the back. He's going to be called for the foul, and Sean looks like he's going to be all right. Sean with an aggressive move to the basket there, trying to get the rebound, and ended up being called for the foul. But Jared Nelson with another golden opportunity there Was being closely hounded by Greenwood on the way down the floor and couldn't quite convert the layup. 3:45 to go in this third quarter. Been a great game so far. Here's Withrow. He'll drive to the baseline, and that's tipped out of bounds by Corby Campbell. Now Reeder to the bench, and Barker back in. Now, these teams very, very similar. Hinn also to the bench along with Jared Nelson. Schwarting back in for the Mustangs as well. Neither of these teams are blessed with a whole lot of size. And we've got another offensive foul. This one on Greenwood, and he shakes his head. Doesn't like the call. That's his third. .3:31 to go and a timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout called by the Mustangs. It's mid-January, folks. We got a lot of winter yet in front of us, and that's going to mean plenty of snow. If you're tired of shoveling already, head on down to Gordon True Value. They've got great deals on snow blowers. They've also got ice melt, snow shovels, and all the other stuff you're going to need. And when you get a nice day like today and you get the chance, they've got ice fishing gear to get you out on the lake as well. They've also got space heaters and a whole bunch more. True Value is open 7 days a week at 217 North Main Street in Gordon. 3:31 left to go in the third quarter, and they say that Mr. Greenwood has 4 fouls. Apparently I missed one somewhere. That is a significant development. Leading scorer for the Kimball Longhorns, Jordan Greenwood, 11 points in the first half. He hasn't scored in the second half. He averages 19, and he's on the bench with 4 fouls. So Morgan Holbert brings it up the floor for the Mustangs. Into the corner for Schwarting, and a traveling call on Dylan Schwarting. Couldn't see his feet from here, but not going to do any good to argue at this point. 3:23 to go in the third quarter. And Barker brings it up the floor. Barnes with a long three-pointer. That's short off the front of the rim. Sean Combs with the rebound. And gets it back to Dylan Schwarting. He'll bring it up. Trace Bagan couldn't quite grip it. Onto the sideline, and they'll turn it over. So a critical part of the game here with Kimball's leading scorer on the bench. Mustangs need to try and take advantage here. Held ball looks like, and this will be Kimball basketball. Alternating possession goes to the Longhorns. 2:59 to go, third quarter. 4 fouls on the Mustangs in the half, just 2 on Kimball. Withrow to inbound. They'll get it into Kilgore, back to Withrow for the three-pointer. Missed everything. Corby Campbell clears it. Holbert drives in, kicks it into the corner. Back up for Schwarting on the wing. Hands it off to Morgan Holbert, and he'll work against Barker. And now Schwarting back to Holbert. Over the top for Sean Combs, gathers it in and can't get it to fall. Tipped around and taken away by Anthony now for Kimball. Tipped by Holbert and back the other way. Morgan being guarded closely by Barker, and then he's going to be fouled by Barnes on the shot. Barnes picks up his second. Morgan will have 2 free throws. Morgan yet to find the scoreboard here this afternoon, but he has done a great job of handling the basketball and playing defense on that defensive end of the floor. 2:21 to go, third quarter. Second foul on Barnes. Morgan Holbert with a pair of free throws. We've been stuck on 34-31 for quite a while here. And we're still stuck as the first one's off the back iron and no good. Jared Nelson will come back in place of Combs. Barnes is out, and Reuter back in for Kimball. Morgan makes the second, and the Mustangs back within 2 at 34-32. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to go. Holbert with another steal, and he can't quite catch up. He batted it just a little bit too far, and Morgan ends up all the way out into the hallway. Kimball gets it in, and now we'll work it up the floor. Mustang fans thought maybe there was a carry there. Anthony feeds it down low. Kilgore blocked, and then the easy finish by Barker can't go. Barker with another rebound, and finally a reach-in foul called on one of the Mustangs. They're going to call that foul. I think they called that on Trace Bagan. We're going to have to wait to see. Well, they gave it to Jared Nelson. They gave that foul to Jared, and that is his 4th. So the leading scorer for each team on the bench with 4 fouls. There's Withrow top of the key. Step back jumper, missed everything. And that'll be out of bounds as Reuter couldn't save it in. And now we've got somebody down. This is Barker, and he's got a hold of a knee down there, and that doesn't look good. 1:41 to go in the 3rd quarter. Barker's gonna get up, and they'll help him to the bench. He's gonna make his way over there. Well, it has been a physical, rough and tumble game. And Greenwood back into the game for Kimball. 1:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Holbert across to Schwarting. Schwarting back to Bagan. Into the corner for Hinn. He'll try the 3, and that misses. And then a foul called on Corby Campbell on the rebound attempt. And that'll be Corby's 1st. But I believe that is now 6 on the Mustangs, and so the next Mustang foul will put Kimball into the 1-and-1 bonus. Withrow's shot in and out, no good. Campbell wrestles that rebound away from a couple of Kimball Longhorns. And Holbert down the floor, kicks it back out. Long 3-pointer by Schwarting, good! Dylan Schwarting dials it up from way downtown. He's got 3 of those in the 2nd half. And the Mustangs with a 1-point advantage with 53 seconds to go. Greenwood with the pull-up jumper undoes that. His first points of the 2nd half, and Kimball back in front now, 36-35. 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's Schwarting, wants a pick. Works his way down the lane and throws it right to Jaden Withrow. Withrow now hung up. He'll get it to Greenwood. Greenwood guarded by Hinn, and we got a double dribble call. Carson Hinn came up and got in Greenwood's face, caused the double dribble. 24 seconds for the Mustangs to work in this 3rd quarter. They trail it by 1, 36-35. Every time they get a lead, Kimball comes right back and answers on the next possession and takes the lead back. Into the corner for Hinn. Tried to go over the top for Campbell, and it sails out of bounds. Kimball basketball. 14 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Mustangs are going to try to pressure them full court. Withrow will work with 10 seconds. Anthony has it taken away. Carson Hinn ahead to Trace Bagan, and tipped away by Greenwood and out of bounds with 6 seconds left to go. Mustangs had something there, but Greenwood was able to get back into the play and knock it out of there. 6 seconds. 3rd quarter. A low-scoring game by both teams, and now Greenwood will come out as they don't want him to get a cheap foul and foul out of the game with just 6 seconds left to go in the quarter. Colton Mielke in. There's a shot from the corner by Bagan. It won't go, and the quarter will end in a scrum for the rebound. At the end of 3, the Mustangs trail it 36-35. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company, and they offer all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. And it's out with the old and in with the new this year at Hins Home Furnishings with a complete new line of spring air mattresses coming in. Get great clearance pricing on the remaining models or get set up with special introductory pricing on the new ones. Hins also has hybrid beds with individually pocketed coils wrapped in gel-infused memory foam for the perfect soft yet supportive feel. Makes me sleepy just talking about it. Hins Home Furnishings offers free local delivery. Check them out, 122 North Main Street in Gordon. We head to the fourth quarter. It's been a great one the whole way. Looks like it will be a fantastic finish as well. Glad to have you along with us. Whole bunch of folks along with us this afternoon. Glad to have you along. It's been a barn burner, and here we go. Brady Bolender has the basketball for the Mustangs, gets a pick from Corby Campbell. Schwarting back to Bolender at the top of the key, and back to Schwarting into the corner for Bagan. Three-pointer up. That one's off no good, but an offensive rebound by Corby Campbell. Bolender head fake, drives in, high off the glass, and good. Bolender with his first points of the game puts the Mustangs back ahead, 37-36. Had the scoreboard wrong on the deal there. Sorry, realize we're in the fourth quarter, not the third. Here's Greenwood for three, way downtown, and that one is good. 39-37. And just like that, the Mustangs get the lead. Kimball comes right back and takes it away. Trace Bagan across to Schwarting. And now Combs between the circles. He'll work his way down the lane, high off the glass, gets his own rebound. Greenwood reaches in, and a held ball called. Mustangs wanted that fifth foul on Greenwood. Possession arrow in favor of the Mustangs. 6:53 to go, fourth quarter. And now they're saying that they must not have changed the possession arrow after the start of the quarter, and so it is Kimball basketball instead of the Mustangs. The indicator was wrong over at the scorer's table. Withrow drives in, hands it off to Greenwood. Pull-up jumper from the elbow. That's off the mark, but there is Barker to rebound it. Barnes with the attempt, and that's no good. Schwarting ahead for Corby Campbell and launched it just beyond his fingertips. 6.5 to go, Kimball basketball, and a 2-point lead. And Brady Bolender is going to be whistled for the foul. And that is Brady's fourth, and that will put Kimball in the 1-and-1 the rest of the way here. So every foul by the Mustangs will put Kimball at the free throw line. Kimball with just 3 fouls in this second half. Barker 2 for 2 from the line this evening. Drops that one in neatly. Makes it a 3-point game. So Bolender and Jared Nelson both with 4 fouls. Greenwood with 4 for Kimball. And both free throws are good. Ahead quickly to Trace Bagan. Now back out to Holbert between the circles. Into the corner for Campbell. Drives in and blocked but fouled by Barnes. That is his third. And they're going to say that was on the floor. No free throws for Corby Campbell. Jared Nelson will come back in. 4 fouls for Nelson. And out goes Sean Combs. Nelson over the top to Holbert. Pulls it off to the wing. Now he'll drive back in. Finds Campbell on the baseline. That shot up won't go. Campbell with the rebound, the putback won't go. And Greenwood clears it for Kimball. Greenwood down the floor, looks for a trailer, finds him. Shot missed everything. And the Mustangs back the other way. 3-on-2. Campbell high off the glass. No good. Nelson with the rebound. Kicks it out for Schwarting. Schwarting with the long three. Won't go. And rebounded by Kimball. Greenwood with the basketball. Kicks it, but gets it back. And nearly taken away, but Corby Campbell called for the foul. It's 2 on him. And free throws for Barnes. The 8th foul on the Mustangs. Barnes, this will be his first free throw of the afternoon. That's no good. Rebounded by Campbell. Holbert ahead to Schwarting. Back to Holbert. Under 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs trail by 4. Nelson works off of the pick by Bagan. Schwarting back to Nelson. Drives into the lane. Tries to pass it off, and it's taken away. Withrow ahead, lays it up, and good. And now Kimball starting to get a little bit of a cushion. They got a 6-point lead with 5 minutes to go. Well, Mustangs can score points in bunches, but they're going to have to get something here. Corby Campbell soft and a little too soft. The Mustangs have missed several of those in close this evening. They needed that one. They trail by 6, 4:40 to go. Greenwood crosses the timeline and tipped by Holbert out of bounds. It'll stay with Kimball with 4:34 to go. And a timeout called by the Kimball coach. 30-second timeout. 4:34 to go in the fourth quarter. The Italian Inn in Gordon serves up delicious burgers and steaks, as well as great Italian food and much more in a friendly hometown atmosphere. Open for lunch and dinner, the Italian Inn is located at 200 North Main Street in Gordon. And the First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates over 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Good luck this season, Mustangs. Ask them about their competitive student checking accounts at the First National Bank, 134 North Main Street in Gordon. Well, the Mustangs are going to have to come from behind here. They trail by 6, 4:34 left to go in the fourth quarter. As they try to get it in, that's tipped away and taken away by the Mustangs, and then a quick foul called on Brady Kilgore. That's his first and the 5th foul of the half on the Kimball Longhorns. Well, Morgan Holbert walks it up the floor. He'll trigger the offense. Works to the left side, into the corner for Schwarting. Back to Holbert, across to Nelson. Puts it on the floor, high arcing shot, up and good. Jared Nelson with just his 5th point of the game and his first of the second half. Greenwood dribbles around, lost his feet. Barnes kicks it out to Withrow. He drives down the lane and lays it over the front of the rim, good. And it's back to a 6-point advantage. Into the corner, Trace Bagan for 3. Good! Cuts the lead in half, does Trace Bagan. He's got 6 points. 45-42, 3:45 to go, fourth quarter. Greenwood up the right side. Greenwood down the lane, and a foul called. 2 shots coming for Mr. Greenwood. they gave that foul to Dylan Schwarting. That is his third. And Greenwood will line up the first. He's got 17 points now on the afternoon. And that extends the lead back to 4. 3:39 to go, fourth quarter. Greenwood's been out there the entire fourth quarter playing with 4 fouls. 47-42. Morgan Holbert will try the 3. That's partially blocked, and Barnes comes away with it, but Corby Campbell steals it away, goes up strong, and he is fouled. That is Barnes picking up his 4th foul. Corby Campbell will head to the line. Corby 2 for 2 this afternoon from the free throw line. And that is the 6th foul on Kimball. So the next foul puts the Mustangs into the 1-and-1 bonus. And Greenwood over visiting with the official, trying to get some help, trying to get a call. Corby misses the first. 3:29 to go, fourth quarter. Second shot is good by Corby Campbell. Back to a 4-point game. Barnes out, and into the lineup comes Colton Melke, a 6-foot sophomore. Greenwood will work against Schwarting. And that will be the offensive foul, and number 5 on Mr. Greenwood. He is out. Jordan Greenwood just picked up his 5th foul. Well, now they're saying now they've moved that back to number 4. I thought we were right before. That is number 4 on Greenwood, not number 5. So I'm not sure what the story was on that deal earlier. And a traveling call on Dylan Schwarting. That's the 3rd one for him this afternoon. So 4 fouls on Jordan Greenwood. And a timeout called by Kimball. 3:16 left to go, fourth quarter. And a 4-point advantage for the Kimball Longhorns, 47-43. Cheer on the Mustangs this season with a smile that looks great and feels great by taking a trip to see Dr. Robert Ferguson and his exceptional staff at Gordon Dental for a pain-free, patient-oriented dental experience. And the certified public accounting firm of Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan wishes good luck to the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Visit with Sarah Ritgarn, a CPA, or any of their professional staff at their new location at 216 South Main Street in Gordon. Call 282-0842 for all of your tax, payroll, and bookkeeping needs. Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan, CPAs, say, go Mustangs. 3 minutes, 16 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. The Mustangs trail by 4. 9 fouls for the Mustangs. The next foul puts Kimball in the double bonus. 7 fouls for the Kimball Longhorns. So the Mustangs in the 1-and-1 bonus. This will be Kilgore to inbound it. Gets it into Greenwood, now playing with 5 fouls. Across to Melke. Melke all the way in. Shot up and good. And that extends the lead back to 6. A long three-pointer by Jared Nelson. And we got a traveling call and a turnover back to the Mustangs. 2:52 to go. Mustangs back within 3. (49-46), 2:52 to go. In the fourth quarter, Mustangs have the basketball, chance to tie here with a 3. Schwarting between the circles, reverses it back to Nelson, into the corner for Holbert. He'll drive in, across to Bagan. He'll try the 3. Good! We are tied. Trace Bagan has been on fire from outside tonight. He's got 9 points, all of them from behind the arc. 2.5 to go, tied at 49. And now the crowd in full throat here in Gordon. They try to go over the top, tip by Bagan and out of bounds off of Kimball. Mustang basketball. Barnes will come back into the lineup in place of Melke. And the Mustangs tied it up here. 2:20 to go. Every time they've taken the lead, Kimball has come back on the next possession and taken the lead back. Into the corner for Bagan for three. That one's off the back iron and no good. Tipped around and controlled by Kimball. 2 minutes on the dot left to go in this one. Now this has not disappointed today. It has been close the entire way. Greenwood all the way to the hoop, lays it up and good. Mustangs didn't stop the basketball, and that was too easy, and now a double dribble call on Jared Nelson, who got hung up, and they'll give it right back to Kimball with 1:42 to go. So win or lose for both of these teams, this is great experience for later on in the season. Greenwood hung up. Now he'll go into the corner. Back to Barnes, and a blocking foul called on Jared Nelson. That is the end of the day for Jared Nelson. That is number 5. So 2 shots for Edward Barnes. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon from the line. And he makes the first and pushes the lead back to 3. Sean Combs will come in for Jared Nelson. 1:30 to go. A 3-point game. A made free throw here pushes it back to 2 possessions. And he got it. 4-point game with a minute and a half to go. Quickly ahead to Trace Bagan. Trace for 3. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Corby Campbell, but a push is going to be called on Isaac Reuter, and that is his first foul. But it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Corby Campbell. Corby's 3 for 4 this afternoon from the free throw line. And that is good. Earns another one. Back to a 1-possession game. 53-50. 1:23 left to go, 4th quarter. And we've got a violation, a push called on one of the, they're going to call that on Trace Bagan. Called for the push. That is his second foul. And I'm afraid that will put Greenwood at the free throw line. It will. Greenwood hasn't missed. He has. He's 4 for 5 this evening. $1:23 to go. 3-point ball game. 2 shots for Greenwood. Kimball in the double bonus. The lefty puts it up and rolls it home. 54-50, 1:23 left here. And he rattles the second one home as well. 5-point advantage, 1:20 to go. A lot of time for the Mustangs, but they need to make every possession count, and there is a foul called on Kimball. That will certainly help. That foul called on Kilgore, that is his second, and lets the Mustangs have a chance to put points on the board with the clock stopped. Morgan Holbert at the free throw line, 1 for 2 tonight. Got a 1-and-1 here. The next Kimball foul puts the Mustangs in the double bonus. That one off the front of the rim, no good, but the rebound by Sean Combs. Can't convert, but he is fouled. And so Sean Combs will go to the line, and he'll have 2 shots. So both teams now in the double bonus. 1:16 to go, 4th quarter, and a 5-point Kimball lead. Combs' first is good. Chance to make it a 1-point game, or a 1-possession game. 1-possession game if he can make this one. And he does. Timeout called by the Mustangs. 1:16 to go, fourth quarter, and the Mustangs trail by 3, 55-52. Been a good one, folks. Glad you are along with us here this afternoon. Say thanks to sponsors of today's action, the First National Bank in Gordon, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, Hins Home Furnishings, Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan, the Italian Inn, Grocery Mart, Gordon Dental, Sides and Milburn Ford, Modern Farm Equipment, and of course the Sheridan County Journal-Star, your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. And the Journal-Star, of course, available as an online edition. Check it out at SheridanCountyJournalStar.com. We'll update the scoreboard to reflect the fact that we are in the fourth quarter. .116 left to go, fourth quarter, 55-52. What a game, folks. Greenwood has 4 fouls for Kimball. Jared Nelson. There's a steal on the inbounds pass, and they can't convert. Morgan Holbert with the rebound, and he is fouled, and he'll have 2 free throws, and somebody came down and landed on Morgan. He's going to be all right. Morgan's scrambling for his life underneath it there. Jared Nelson's, what I was trying to say, has fouled out for the Mustangs, their leading scorer on the bench. And now Morgan Holbert with another chance to get the Mustangs a little bit closer. He's 1 for 3 tonight. A 2-shot foul here. And the first one is no good. He'll have one more opportunity. 3-point game. 1:10 to go. Chance to cut that lead to 2. Morgan lines it up and knocks it down. 2-point game. And another tip out of bounds. And that'll be Mustang basketball. It's off of Withrow. And the official closest to it, very adamant. The offside official coming up saying, no, I saw it differently. The original official stands his ground. The Mustangs will have the basketball. 1:08 to go, fourth quarter. Timeout on the floor. Mustangs trail by 2. Well, join us on Tuesday night as the Alliance Bulldogs come to town. The Mustangs will take on Alliance. The boys, of course, losing in the championship game of the Alliance Holiday Tournament. The 2 girls teams haven't faced off yet. Alliance not with a great record. They play in Class B. They've got some talent. And they also made it to the championship game of the Holiday Tournament, but they fell to Mitchell. Mitchell Tigers defeated the Mustangs in the first round of that tournament. So it should be a good game. Should be good games in both contests. So the Mustangs will have the basketball out of bounds under their own basket with 1:08 left to go in the fourth quarter. They trail by 2 points. They've held the lead about 4 times in this game for a total of about 45 seconds. They get it into Combs. They swing it to Holbert. He sets it up into the corner for Schwarting. Back to Holbert between the circles. Drives in, shovels it underneath, and Corby Campbell was not ready for the pass. Out of bounds off of the Mustangs. It'll be Kimball basketball with 59 seconds to go. Kimball trying to get it in. Now finally they will to Melky. That one's tipped. Barnes able to gather it in. And now Kimball's going to try to play keep away and make the Mustangs commit the foul. There's Withrow, guarded closely by Holbert, flips it out. Barnes thought about the 3, drives in to the lane, blocked by the Mustangs, but it's picked up by Kilgore. 38 seconds left to go. Back to Kilgore. 33 seconds. Mustangs trying to get the steal here without having to commit the foul, and now they will. Morgan Holbert fouls Withrow. Holbert picks up his second. I don't think they called a foul. A timeout called by Kimball with 29 seconds to go. Just before Morgan was able to commit the foul. 29 seconds, Mustangs down by 2. Had an opportunity with the possession and turned it over. And so now they're gonna have to either get a steal on the inbounds play here or foul and hope that Kimball will miss some free throws. A 1-minute timeout here. Again, thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us on Tuesday. And then next week, the Sheridan County Players present Almost Maine starting next Friday night, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The 22nd is Sunday, a Sunday 2 p.m. matinee. The other showtimes, I believe, 7:30. And then again the following weekend, 27th, 28th, and 29th. Check it out at the historic Plains Theater in Rushville, Almost Maine, by the Sheridan County Players. Withrow gets it inbound to Melky. And now there's Withrow losing it. And the ball is going to be picked up finally, and it'll be an over and back call. The Mustangs will get the basketball with 20 seconds left to go. They'll have it under their own basket, so a chance for the Mustangs to tie or win here. Timeout called on the floor by Coach Nelson. 20 seconds left to go. Mustangs with a golden opportunity here as Withrow dribbled that off of his foot and sent it into the backcourt for the backcourt violation. Give me just a second to wet the whistle, folks. This has been an exciting game. We haven't had that opportunity very much. Well, it looked like a good matchup on paper, and it has certainly not disappointed here. What a game, folks. 2-point game with 20 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Both teams in the double bonus. As we look at fouls for the Mustangs, Jared Nelson has fouled out. Brady Bolender has 4. Dylan Schwarting has 3. For Kimball, Jordan Greenwood, their leading scorer, has 4, as does Edward Barnes. He also has 4 fouls. But the important thing here for the Mustangs is to get this basketball inbounds. They've got 20 seconds. That's plenty of time to set up a play and get a good look at the basket. Morgan Holbert will inbound it into the corner for Bagan. Up top for Corby Campbell, 15. Holbert, pull-up jumper, off the mark and no good, and now the Mustangs are going to have to foul, and they do. And so now the Mustangs are going to need some help. 10 seconds to go. And that will put Isaac Reuter at the line. He is 2 for 3 this afternoon. Two shots here for Reuter. The first one is good. So it's a 3-point game. The Mustangs still have a chance. And a timeout called by Gordon Rushville. 10 seconds left to go in a 3-point game. Reuter at the line. If he can make this second free throw, and it's a 2-point, 2-possession game. And that makes it exponentially more difficult for the Mustangs. If he misses, there's plenty of time with 10 seconds on the clock for the Mustangs to dribble down the court and to get a fairly decent look at a 3-pointer with 10 seconds left in the game. Coach Nelson drawing it up as they try to figure out how to make this work. But if he makes this free throw, everything is pretty well academic for Kimball. Got to get our score right. 56-53. Kimball leads. Isaac Reeder, 6-foot sophomore, at the line. The Mustangs anticipating the miss. Shot up, and it is good, and that will pretty well do it. The Mustangs need a foul on a three-pointer here. They kick it out into the corner, begging for three, in and out, no good. 3 seconds, and Barnes is going to be fouled at the buzzer. It doesn't really matter at this point. 57-53. They are going to compare notes. It's all academic at this point. There's no reason to shoot any free throws. The referee's talking it over. And they will let Mr. Barnes shoot a free throw. 1 second on the clock. Barnes will have 2 free throws. But it's all academic at this point. He misses the first. He puts up the second. That one is good. And that will be how it ends, folks. The Kimball Longhorns knock off the Mustangs 58-53. Congratulations to the Kimball Longhorns. That was an outstanding basketball game. Pretty good chance these two teams may meet again. Conference tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. We hope you'll join us for that. Make sure you tune in Tuesday night for the Mustangs and the Alliance Bulldogs. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon from Gordon. Final score, 58-53. Kimball comes out on top. In the girls' game, the Lady Mustangs handled the Lady Longhorns with ease, 64-44. Until Tuesday, Clint Anderson along with Jacob Grover saying thank you, and we'll see you on Tuesday.